Today, guys.
Hey, hey.
Is this our first official guest?
This is our
Yeah, it
first official
is.
guest, episode 8.
Wow. Brando, do you feel just a little special? You know, the first one?
I'm blushing a little.
Yeah, I can tell from being shirtless.
All right, guys. So in case you don't know, in case you guys don't know, he always is. So apparently that's how you crush the DeFi streets. You don't wear shirts.
Yes, sir.
Helps
All
with
right.
the TA.
Hey, well, man, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited about having you on. I know a lot of folks in DeFi are gonna have a lot of questions for you in the chat, so looking forward to that. We already got Lady Boss Nat on there. Hey there. We also have we are giving away 3 of those bonsai seeds on from Spring Game today. I already did the picks on the random YouTube picker, so we'll do that later on.
Nice.
Yeah, you might want to stick around for that, Lady Boss Nat.
And
yeah,
I'll be announcing another giveaway that I'm going to be starting today. So you could be giving out the prizes today, and I'll be lining up another giveaway that'll go on for the rest of this week, and I'll be picking the winners on the next episode.
Perfect. That will work. So that'll be a lot of fun. So very cool. So yeah, as you guys can see, we have Austin with us as usual, and Mr. Alex.
Yo, Lame Hillbilly in the house too, and Nat.
Oh, Lame Hillbilly. All right, cool. And of course, our guest, Brando. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to introduce you, man. There's a lot of different things that you've done in DeFi. You're known for different reasons. You're actually one of the few that actually had a project at one point that was very popular. But I think you made your name more than anything, just trading and making moves and making things happen. But I'll stop introducing you and let you introduce yourself real quick.
Well, let's go, Brando. Obviously, been in DeFi space for a little over a year now. Trading crypto for about the same amount of time. Made most of my money actually in the DeFi space and not actually trading layer ones or any other Bitcoin or anything else. I guess I got a reputation starting from ice cream finance, the whole fudge finance, debacle back in January or February, but people already knew me before as the Tomb Fort Killer or whatever they wanted to call me as. I just kind of went along with it for the longest time, and then I kind of just was like, well, you guys can all just keep blaming me every time somebody sells, and it just kind of stuck with it, and I just let it ride. Sometimes it is me, sometimes it's not me, but I do switch it up. That way people can't track me as easy. But I don't have a problem going into a Discord and telling people I just sold either. So,
yeah, because I remember before you did. Oh, Austin's there.
Look who it is.
Yeah. Before you did, I remember you did an interview on the Dow King channel, and before that, I don't know, the way that I pictured you is very different. So I kind of noticed in that interview that you're kind of like more low key. You're very kind of like data driven. You're very much aware of a lot of different things, where I thought you were just like some whale that was just kind of taking advantage of certain situations. And then I realized, oh, wow, this guy has a process, and it looks like you had, your way of doing things. So I felt like maybe because of what I heard on Discord and other places, you had like this reputation as maybe kind of like a tough guy, bad guy, whatever. And then on that interview, I was like, seems like very nice. So I kind of felt like your reputation was maybe a little different than what your personality is really like.
Yeah.
Would you guys say that that's accurate?
Yeah. Brando and I hang out all the time. Since we started talking like a few months ago, we video chat and stuff, and he's like one of the most normal dudes I've met out here. Just like he'd be like my neighbor, like just total normal guy, never wears a shirt. I never wear a shirt. He just doesn't even put one on for the camera, and it's hilarious. And we wear the same outfit though, basically all the time, athletic shorts. And we're just like trading and trying to make money in DeFi and crypto. And Brando's a nice dude. Yeah.
So Brando, tell us a little bit about how things changed for you, because you did have your project, America Money. Was that something that was always in the works, or was that something that just kind of like randomly happened as you started trading more in DeFi? You realized, well, I want to see what what's behind the curtain. Like, how did that all happen?
So I kind of was like tired of like the rug pulls, right? Like people just rug pulling and rug pulling and rug pulling. And I had a reputation already. So a lot of investors were scared that I was going to just, mint a bunch of tokens or do this or do that or do that. It was the exact opposite. So we didn't get probably as many investors as we probably could have. But we did have a good following at the time. And a lot of people, I think we had the last Tomb Fork that hit like 5.8 million TVL in gen pools. Which to me was kind of impressive because I was pretty much the last Tomb Fork that actually hit anything close to that in gen pool. But a lot of investors were scared to enter because they weren't sure what my motives were. But obviously I partnered up with like LB and DNN on a multi-sig for a reason. Even though I was already publicly doxxed and out there and everything, KYC'd, I wanted other people to feel extra security. Hey, these are two big names in the space. They'll be on the multi-sig with me with the contract. There's no way anybody can rug it. It's a 2 out of 3 signature. If anything, LB and DNN could have rugged me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They could have signed off on each other. You know what I mean? But I basically did that for the other community. You know what I mean? But as everybody knows, you can only make a Tomb Fork last so long. And the space has changed a lot since pretty much America Money. I probably played in like 4 other forks since America Money ended. And I just don't find the space as profitable anymore for like somebody with wallets of my size. Either you're going to go in, you can go in heavy, you make a little bit of money, but when you sell, you're going to wreck the project. So I've pretty much been just staying out of Tomb Forks completely. And just trading on layer ones and a lot of leverage trading.
Yeah. So do you think that, and again, I'm kind of referencing this back off your name, and Austin, Alex asked questions where I just have so many questions for Brando, but on your name, it says in Discord, DeFi is dead. So obviously I think you're trying to send a message there, but would you say, I guess it's a 2-part question. A, do you think that Tomb Forks, the era Tomb Forks as we know it, is done? Or do you think that there still will be a resurgence as the markets get better and there's more liquidity in DeFi? And B, I mean, do you really think that DeFi is dead right now? Or are you kind of being just kind of facetious?
No, I honestly wholeheartedly think it's dead. I think the space, as far as like especially Tomb Forks, that model is done for. Like everyone's figured it out. Everyone's figured out how to monopolize or play off of it, how to take profits. It's just like any stock. I mean, somebody's got to buy so you can sell. But obviously it's dependent on the liquidity, and you need new investors. And in a bear market like we are in now, in a recession that we're in today, especially in the United States and other countries, there's just not a lot of people that have money to throw away or risk right now. But the Tomb Fork model, in my eyes, is done. Like somebody's got to come out with something new, something creative. MBD is probably like a good play if you got in early. You know what I mean? Obviously, I missed the wave. Their teams offered to do like a OTC deal with me if I wanted to get in, but I'm pretty much late to the game on that by months. You know what I mean? So I'm going to throw some money in Truth Seekers probably later tonight. Other than that, like I'm in no other DeFi. Oh, I'm still in AEQ, but I'm just dumping the rewards. So.
All right. So specifically, we look at an asset like Great Finance, and we look at wine, right now, it's at $11.66. Does a part of you look at that and think, well, at some point this has to be a value play, or do you just look at the lack of liquidity and the lack of volume, see the volume at $5,000 the last 24 hours and think, yeah, no, I'm just not interested at any price? Like, what is your thought process as you look at an asset like that used to be, one of the champions of DeFi?
It was a champion of DeFi. I was pretty vocal before about a couple of mistakes that Great Finance made. Me and Alex talked about it a couple of times. They just didn't react fast enough, to the market and to the conditions. Like a Tomb Fork has to be a peg. Like, I don't care. You can be a dev, you can be whoever. But if that thing's not pegged, the share price is worth nothing. It's a falling knife. Like, you might get lucky and get like some hype on a buy, but there's not even enough liquidity. Like a $1,000 buy is going to spike the chart like up a couple dollars, and somebody that bought below you is just going to sell on your head. And there's just not enough liquidity left. Like the only project that has enough liquidity is EMP. And even on eShare, the liquidity is so low now that buys are spiking the chart, you know? So somebody that bought below you, you spike the chart, then somebody sells. I mean, that's the name of the game anyways, but at least when there was higher liquidity, the price didn't move so much on the chart.
Yeah, especially with somebody playing with bags of your size, that liquidity, like I remember when we trade together sometimes and we're messing around in Tomb Forks, and you're just like, dude, if I sell my position right now, like the slippage, it's just gonna tank the price, and you have to like calculate that like sliding scale of price down and figure out what like your average sell price is going to be. Even if you sell it from starting at this price, when you're done selling, it's going to be here, and like your true like average sell price will be somewhere in the middle, and then you have to use that to calculate if you were profitable or not. And it's like that just it makes it so complicated when liquidity is that shallow. So for like whales of your size, DeFi doesn't really make a lot of sense unless you're like messing with the projects for whatever other reasons. But like it doesn't seem like a very easy to profit kind of thing for somebody like you. For somebody like me with small bags, though, I can still play these things, and like you said, I can buy in here. Somebody puts in $1,000, the price goes up a few cents, I can sell and I can make a profit for off a couple $100 that I'm playing with. But if you're playing with $100,000 or something, like that's just gonna be
yeah. Even say like you use $20,000 and you buy worth of grape right now, like at 27 cents or whatever it was at. That would make grape probably go to like 30. Yeah, so it probably spike grape to like 35 cents, 38 cents.
Yeah.
How many other people bought grape below me that are going to just dump on me? And now I'm stuck hoping somebody buys on top of me.
Yeah, and like the other strategy to accumulate at those levels without causing that spike is like so tedious, where it's like, all right, I'll just buy like a couple $100 at a time, wait for somebody to sell, buy a couple $100 at a time. You have to sit there and like hunt the order book all day, and that's kind
not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I'll just put 100x leverage on Bitcoin, say a prayer, it's red or black, and let's go.
Dude, you and Enrique are just monsters when it comes to TA trading. Like I've been following you guys and talking with you guys for the past couple weeks. Your results are insane on your trades. So I'm actually going to try to hire you guys in some fashion for my private Discord server, and just let you guys just kind of make a log of what your plays are and your TA and thought processes. And I know a lot of other people like I want that information too. So I'm gonna make like a club and everything. Austin, you're already in my secret Discord server, but I'm gonna open it up to the public and let other people pay to get in to like sharing all this information and stuff, and then like give it back to the people who are helping out, like you guys. And
like even like one guy earlier today, like in Dow King's Discord, like I literally posted like an XRP short. Somebody opened a short right after I posted it, and they're like, "Thanks, bro." Like they're like, the ROI is like insane.
Yeah.
Like, I try to help the community, but like at the same time, like some people have to do their own homework. Like I have probably like 50 to 75 messages a day. People are like, "What do you think the market's going to do this morning?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Bro, I haven't even had coffee yet. Like I'm still hungover." Or whatever, like hit me up in an hour and a half. And like, I try to, chart the best I can, like I'm thinking DXY hits like 115, 116, Bitcoin down to like in between 16.8 and 15K now. This could happen this weekend, right? Is there a guarantee it's going to happen? No. But if you look at the charts and the Elliott waves and everything else, it's saying it's going up more. So on the DXY, so if the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. You're trying to calculate what that target's going to be on the Bitcoin low. Like there's no guarantee what it's going to be, but you can set your stop loss conservatively and still make money.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Hey, Enrique, how'd your XRP short go? Because you posted in my server that you were going short on XRP, just like Brando said he did. How'd you end up doing on that?
Yeah, so at first it was looking a little scary because it went up a little bit more.
Yeah, it went up like 54 cents or something.
Yeah. And then I actually thought there's no way it's going to get over. I looked at it. There's no way it's going to go over 56 cents. It's just too much resistance there. So I actually doubled down on my short and held it open till today. I think I got rid of it all at 47. So I should have held on a little longer because it's not 46. What's that?
Still in it.
Oh, you're still in it. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I could see that dropping a lot more. Yeah, so it worked out pretty well. I mean, actually really well. But yeah, I mean, I thought there was just, in a bear market, I mean, Brandon, I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. If an asset, I don't care what the asset is, if it goes up that much in that short amount of time and it's so overbought, it was highly overbought on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about the 1 hour. I'm not talking 30 minutes. I'm talking the 4 hour overbought to levels we haven't seen since like 2020 or something. I was like, okay, this is just a no brainer. So things like that you have to look out for, but it's hard to like track it all. And like you said, Brando, when people are asking you for, advice or whatever, at some point in time, you just have to kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to deal with that because at the same time, when you say what your entry is, it's impossible to post your exit. And exit strategy is just as important as entry strategy, if not more important. And that can change on a dime. I can, so it's like when people ask you for advice, it is kind of a tricky thing because things change so much within the trade, and the exit strategy piece is really like, that's where the true, I think, art comes, is when to get out of it. And, it's funny though, because we both have, I think, very good strategies, but here we are with XRP, for example. You're still in it and I'm not. So there's always going to
XRP to 33 cents.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it was at 32 cents for what, like 3 months at a time. So obviously it's going to be pulled like a magnet. It's going to be pulled down to those levels. You would think eventually. You just got to be patient. But I mean, it was around those levels forever. Even 42 cents, Brando. If you were to decide, hey, I'm going to profit take at 42 cents instead, that's not a bad spot either, considering that, on the 2 hour, it looks like that there might be some support there. But
it's been holding there for a couple of hours.
Okay. So, I mean, and it's all based on, like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it's not really based on a whole lot. It's just based on the rumor that they're going to win their suit, right? Am I correct? Just a rumor.
Oh, there's the rumor that Russia is going to use them for cross-border payments. So like there's on Twitter, people are saying stuff like that because Russia made some announcement about like Bitcoin. And then they also said something about using crypto for their cross-border payments and remittance or whatever. And that's like XRP's thing, right? They're supposed to be like the New World Order global cross-border payment system to replace SWIFT, right? So if Russia's saying something kind of like cryptic about the crypto that they're going to be using for their cross-border payments without specifying which cryptocurrency they're going to use for that. I think a lot of people are assuming they mean XRP because that's like their bread and butter. That's like what they've been that project for years now. Like they're the guys in the space doing that, and they've got the bank relations, the regulatory body relations globally with all these countries, and so when they say that, I see all these people on Twitter in the XRP club at least saying, "Oh, Russia must be talking about XRP, blah blah blah." And before, like when Russia announced that, some XRP whale bought like hundreds of millions of dollars of XRP or something like that, something crazy. So people started FOMOing in after that, thinking that whale had insider information on this. And that's at least what the rumors are on the Twitter space that I saw last night.
Wow, I didn't know any of that. Okay.
That's rumors though. That's rumors.
Okay.
So,
But they still have to win the lawsuit.
yeah, and that's, I mean, that who knows how long they're going to drag that out. Shoot, dude, I bought into XRP back when it was like 40 cents, like 3 or 4 years ago. And I bought all the way down to like 20 cents. And then it like sat there. And then like the SEC thing happened and it sat at like 20 cents for years. And I just like held my bags and then I capitulated and I sold. And a few weeks later, it like shot up to like $1. And I was like, oh, like broke my heart. And then it came back down. Oh, dude, that's why I need guys like this, right? Like I need to associate with guys like this more. Just like,
Hey,
well,
So Brando,
Yeah.
I have a
Go ahead,
question
Austin.
for you. So, because you're pretty famous in the space as far as like trading and stuff. I am the only trading I really do. I'm still practicing myself, but like I usually, as you see in the Discord, I usually do bots, and that's where I primarily scratch my trading itch. What do you do passive income wise? Like, are you doing anything where you're plugging your wealth that you made from trading, just letting a little bit of it grow, or what are you doing there?
I was doing, like, I own properties and stuff like that. So, that's
Yeah.
mostly, my passive income stuff. But like, honestly, back in the day, like I was using EMP, ETH, play as my passive bag. Like I was probably like in the top 5 holders, or maybe top 10 holders probably, of EMP and ETH at one point. And then EMP, well, ETH ran up to what, like 1,900. And I got most of my ETH like low 1,000, 1,025 in that range. So I parted ways with all my ETH. I had 850 ETH, and I sold them. So, and I got EMP like in 22 cents. I think I sold some at 46, some at 47, some at 49, and I was out completely. So that was pretty much my like passive daily income play. And I would compound most of it back into the project, and then I just didn't see a life to it anymore. So I got rid of my complete position.
So you're not taking like and just even like putting stuff into stable farms or getting like 10% at least or anything like that? Nothing?
Nope. I don't trust. I'm in AEQ stable farms on their decks right now.
You said that you're selling the rewards from that, so that's at least something.
That's at least something, but really, it's like nothing anymore. Like to me, it's nothing. It's like almost too much of a risk to leave it over there at this point. I've been contemplating it for a couple days, but I haven't. I've looked into a couple other stable farms, but I'm just very weary of a lot of them. You know what I mean? So
I would say with a person of your size, like, it probably makes sense. I would highly consider, though, even looking in really established ones like Beefy.
Yeah, I've looked at Beefy.
Yeah. There's some really safe ones. I mean, even if you just get like, say, a 5% on BUSD or something, like at least something sitting there instead of. I always have that. Like, I think that's probably one of my downsides, but also my biggest strengths is I hate sitting on cash, dude. I hate sitting on it. I run broke, but that's
I'll look at it in my wallet all day long. I'll look at it in my bank account all day long.
That would kill me, man. I can't do it.
But you see, I also run a business, so like I have
cash.
I have cash assets coming in from that daily. So I have a risk tolerance for DeFi right now, especially in this type of market. Like I actually moved all my funds out of USDC already. Everything's in BUSD now.
Now, are you taking any of this money that you're making from DeFi and realizing it into real world assets?
I've never pulled $1 out of DeFi yet.
Yeah, I mean taxes, bro. You want to keep it there.
I live stateside, so I'm not trying to pay taxes. I started DeFi with $22,000, and I'm well over like 2.89 million, 2.87, somewhere in that ballpark. In between all my wallets. So for me, like I don't need the money. I got lucky in DeFi. I got lucky in a couple early projects. I could have made more money. I didn't. I kicked myself in the butt because I sold like B share from Base Finance at like 3,800. It ran to 8,000. I mean, like certain plays, like once I sell, I usually don't look back.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
And I think that's one. Yeah. And see, so I want to make sure the audience is aware, because I don't think you think DeFi is dead in the terms of decentralized finance. I think what you are meaning, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, are you meaning DeFi is dead as like for a person of your size, it's like it just doesn't make sense for you to put money in these super degen plays, but the technology and some of these things that are going to emerge out of the bear market, do you think that's dead? Like, do you think everything is dead?
I just
want to clarify for the audience, because they're going to be like,
No. Today's market is dead for people like with bag sizes the size of mine. Like if you're like a $3,000 to $10,000 investor, like you can still make good money. Like I don't see the point in investing $3,000 to $10,000 in any low market cap.
That's pennies if you have 7 figures.
Yeah, so it's like to me, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to invest in something, I try to invest like $100,000 to $150,000 in a play. Like I was in EMP like $750,000. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like if I'm going to invest in something nowadays, like I have to make sure the team's doxed, KYC. Like damn near, you're going to send me your ID before I even invest. Like, like it's just that type of market. You know what I mean? And so like I'm still in AEQ only because it's been printing so well. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm on the verge of just pulling out because it's just not even printing enough money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And I think one really sweet thing of DeFi is you're kind of like a walking example of this, right? Where, and I'm not saying this is what I'm doing or what anybody should do, but the DeFi space is DeFi for a reason. And for somebody that turned, like you said, 22 grand into multiple 7 figures, it's like if you are now able to choose when to pay yourself and realize that gain for the tax man, right? For the Uncle Sam. So who's to say somebody out there, right? And I don't see in any way how this would ever even be possible for the government to like scan the blockchain for every single address connected to every single person and the multiple wallets for one person. So let's just say that's kind of like a really hard thing and a hard task that we probably won't see in our lifetime. So who's to say you don't take just to give yourself a paycheck, right? If you actually do start needing the money, you're only making 50
There's so many ways to get around it anyways. Like even if you live in the United States, there's so many ways, like with the gift card stuff, crypto refills, like you can literally like get Walmart gift cards, pay your Verizon bill, like pretty much shop online.
Yeah,
there's no way to
a lot of those. You get little Amazon gift cards with crypto. It's pretty cool.
Pay your groceries for your whole family with Amazon gift cards. If you've got a Whole Foods nearby, get those gift cards from Amazon and have it delivered to your door. And dude,
Alex
that's like
was literally doing it with me on the phone. He's like, bro, it worked perfectly. I'm like, I've never done like large amounts, you know what I mean? So I'm always like, 100 at a time, like 250. Like, cause I'm still skeptical of certain things in the crypto world. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'll throw a couple $100, and Alex like, fuck that. He's like, my groceries are on their way.
Well, I heard
literally while I'm on the phone with him.
I heard some people have crypto.com credit cards, and they'll just swipe their credit card and transfer. But I was literally, as of today, actually, because I was wanting to do that myself. I have a Bitcoin credit card through BlockFi, but I still can't transfer money into my BlockFi account, transfer the stablecoin to a USD, and then pay it that. I can't do that. And crypto.com, they don't even have a US exchange. I don't know how people are doing it in the US.
Yeah,
other than maybe using a VPN. But have you seen any? Because this would be some great info for the audience. Have you seen any like credit cards where you can do that, or anything that you can just kind of like fix that, other than the gift cards, obviously?
There's I know crypto.com works in the United States because I have a buddy with one.
Yeah. Really?
With the debit card, right? Like
yeah.
I was literally just on the website, and it says US. It says coming to the United States. Maybe I'm like trying to sign up for the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think you're trying to sign up for the credit card. We're talking about
trying to sign up for the credit card, but say you have like the Crow coin or whatever, you have to have a certain amount of the Crow coin on your card. Blah blah blah, and that equals the balance that you can use on the debit card in the United States. So the new credit card thing, I haven't really read up on it. I got an alert on my phone like a couple weeks ago. I haven't read it. I pretty much am on no exchanges anymore. I don't use Coinbase anymore. I don't use crypto.com. I don't use any of them anymore. Everything I use is on MetaMask.
Okay, but how are you gonna off ramp your crypto to your bank one day? Are you gonna do
one
that?
day? I will use. One day I will send it to Qcoin, and then from Qcoin back to Coinbase.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Because you said you invest in real estate. That'd be freaking sweet, man, to get some real estate investments. Like that's literally what I'm trying to do right now with a series that I'm doing, is taking net passive income, obviously money set aside for taxes and stuff, and put a down payment on a real estate property.
Yep, Nashville's hopping and popping, I heard.
So Brando, it does sound sorry. So it does sound like you're not really looking to do that anytime soon. So is that because you're waiting for some of these kind of L1s, maybe like your Nears, your Phantoms, Auroras, those kinds of plates to really get destroyed, and then get them super, super cheap and get like your 10, 30, 50 X's out of that? What is your game plan? Because it doesn't sound like you're looking to take out your money anytime soon.
That is exactly my game plan. So
Okay.
I know the bottom of Bitcoin's not in yet. Like a couple weeks ago, I made some good moves like on Ethereum, AVAX. What else did I buy? Quaint, QNT.
Yeah.
I did killer on that. Got in at like $98 and it ran up to like 106, something like that, 108. BNB, I'm still trading every now and then. Obviously finding the entry. And, I take a 10%, 20%, and 30%. So, I chart it and then I base it off my entry, and that's how I take my profits. Everybody's different. I usually sell the whole bag at 20% and kick myself in the ass that I didn't wait for the 30%. Like BNB a couple weeks ago, like I got it super cheap and 274 or whatever it was. And I had it charted to like exactly 302 and some change, like high, almost to 303, and I sold it like 299 like a dumbass, and it went to 303. You know what I mean? And I just turned the chart off. You know what I mean? Because if I don't, even if I'm rich, it still hurts that I left money on the table.
FOMO is real, man. FOMO is real.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because I think everybody watching this, everyone that's going to watch this over the next few days, I think deals with that in some way, shape, or form. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't. Some of my best trades, I'll think about it and rejoice for 2 seconds, and then the next 7 seconds I think, yeah, but what could have been if I would have just waited a little longer or not, right? So we all deal with that. So what's your process for compartmentalizing that, and compartmentalizing when you do have a number of losses in a row? Because we all have L's, right? Anyone that says that they never lose trades is full of crap.
You guys lose money?
Yes, every day. Every day we have L's. Every single day there's an L. Unless if I don't trade. On those days I don't have L's. So Brando, how do you deal with that? The mental and emotional part of that?
So the mental and emotional part, I set it up as I'm playing with house money. So that's how I deal with it. Everything I've made so far is now free money, right? So I can shut that part off. So I pretty much have my initial of $22,000 and whatever, 225, whatever it was, back out of the market pretty much. It's like in a separate wallet, never touched, just over there parked. As far as the emotional aspect on a trade, like I said, I set up a profit range that I'm taking profit. I do the same thing to take a loss. So if I'm down 5% on a trade, I just sell and get out. Because most likely you break that 5% mark, it's going to keep going down. Unless it's a layer one that you're holding or whatever for like, I still have Matic from like $1.20 and I have 450,000 Matic. Like I've DCA'd in, like my DCA in now, like if it hits back to like 80 cents, I'm like in massive amounts of profit. It's going to hit 80 cents again, right? It's just a matter of time, right? So
it's gonna hit, yeah.
That's my like long-term hold. I could buy more Matic, lower my DCA in, and be in more profit. But right now I have so many of it. I'm looking at other layer twos right now instead of layer ones, like some ZK roll-up plays, stuff like that. I'm not going to go too much into my plays because I don't want everyone to know what I'm buying yet, because I want to buy it first. But yeah, I'm more looking into layer two plays for next year, because a lot of the tokens that I've already ran like a 10x. So like I'm concentrating now on tokens that didn't run the last market. So like in the top 200 tokens, like I've narrowed it down to 40.
Is Near one of those?
Near's one of them.
Okay, what do you like about it?
I don't like the token necessarily. I like the fact that I can make money on it. I'm not hating the technology.
Yo, Brando said, I don't care about utility. I don't care about future prospects. Dude, I just want to see it double, and that's about it.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Austin? You don't. If you read the charts correctly, you don't need to know all that because the charts tell you that, right? I mean, it's just the weirdest thing. So yeah, no, I get that. I will say one thing. Fundamentally, I like the fact that Near still their market cap has so much up. Especially if it gets hit pretty hard. I was looking at it the other day. I think it could reach $2 again. And that's one of those that I think could easily run to 70, 80, $100 come the next bull run. So I think Near is one that I have my eye on. What's that?
$68.14. I have it running to, I believe.
Wow. And you have it memorized. Nice.
Jeez.
All right. And you said something else in regards to, trying to pick the bottom, which we all know is impossible, but I think it does help to try to, be in the range. And you brought up, so to the viewers, we talked for maybe 90 seconds before the video and Brando brought up the number 14K, which is interesting you say that because there's a lot of confluence with 14K. There's like 4 different parts in the weekly chart that tell you that 14K could very easily be the support. So is that why, tell us why do you like 14K as a possible bottom?
I like the high 14K, to be honest with you. But when I'm going to start buying in layer ones is in that range. So I would say like 15.5, 15.8, somewhere in there. I'm going to start buying probably like 40% of my bag at that point. And then if it goes lower than that, you don't have to DCA in as much. So like on a $20,000 buy of one token, you'd put like another $5,000 to equal out your DCA. So when it comes back up to that price, you're pretty much in a net gain at that point, right? So that's how I'm going to play the market on this go around. I'm not going to full bag anything. Like I'm going to play it smart this time and just be able to take profits at my 10%, 20%. And if I can just grow the balls to sell at 30%. So far, I've never made it to 30%. I just keep dumping it at 20%. Like my wife will walk in and backhand me in the back of the head. So now I just
this is so crazy. It's so cool to hear though, because what you're like, it's really cool and like refreshing to hear somebody that has like made it to the other side of the DeFi space where so many people, right, they keep getting wrecked into the DeFi space because maybe they make money, but then they go and lose it again. And this is a great example that I want everybody to kind of listen to that, Brando took risks, but as he made money, his risk tolerance went down. I mean, I literally just talked to the guy about staking his stables, and he's like, "Whoa, hold up now! I'm sitting here trying to day trade USDC to BUSD. Like, I switched from USDC to BUSD. I ain't staking that." So it's like, could you kind of talk to the audience just a little bit? Like, where did you go from wealth creation to wealth preservation in your mind? Like, when was that kind of like mental trigger that you were like, okay, I need to ease the brakes a little bit because I've pretty much made a decent chunk now, and I need to stop putting money into Elon Musk token and more into just BUSD.
So basically, when the market started like showing like, it was holding like that 25K to 22K range for a long time. Yeah. And like people were telling me I was crazy. It's not going to 18. Like there's no way. There's too much support at 20. Boom, one red candle. Like I tell everybody, chart it. Like, don't hit me up with a question unless you charted it. Now, if you hit me up and show me a chart and you have a question, or you're unsure about RSI, or if it's oversold or overbought, whatever it is, like, I don't have a problem with that. But the problem is a lot of people don't de-risk their profile. They think they can just win forever. Like it's just like going to the casino. Like, I don't care how good you're at blackjack or anything else at the casino, like you're going to eventually go on a losing streak. So how to prevent a losing streak? De-risk. Pull your assets back into stable coins. Do your research on the stable coin. See if it's actually stable. USDC is not stable, in my opinion. I've done my research. I own 0 USDC. Everything I own is now BUSD.
Wow. It's a little scary.
Yeah. It's overcut. I mean, it just do your own research. I mean, I spent hours watching videos, learning, and I won't own any of it in this market. I think it's going to be the first one that gets depegged.
Oh my God, you're scaring me.
I
I have a lot of
rumors.
USDC.
Well, that is actually interesting you say that, because I forgot where I read this at or seen it, but I was seeing that USDC is okay right now, but they were talking about how it could have some, you know, implications of it being depegging if Bitcoin were to get around like the 5 to 8K range. What do you say about that? Because that's where they were like, and I forgot the correlation between Bitcoin and why.
I have it like closer to like the 12K mark.
Okay.
Which could be on the table.
And where's that correlation? Like, why
why
does Bitcoin's price going to a certain lower level correlate to the peg of USDC? Because I was actually interested in that.
Because basically it's over collateralized. Like, there's a great video I can send you guys later about how like it's over collateralized and all that. And basically, there's a bunch of YouTube videos actually on it. The one that I found the most interesting was basically you know, the way it's backed and all that stuff, the firms that backed it and stuff like that, and doing research and finding out that one of them's in a third world country. One of the biggest firms is in third world country. To me, that was an immediate like red flag. Just the way the law paperwork was written out for it and all that. So I pretty much at that time started slowly moving everything over to BUSD. And then plus Binance is no longer going to have USDC, I think, starting September 29th, I want to say.
Right. So it actually creates an little arbitrage opportunity, right? Yeah.
Ooh,
correct.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I wonder if it dips a little bit, just a tad, maybe.
Man, Jesus.
So why not just de-risk from it completely? You know, move over to something that you find more stable. You know what I mean? Obviously, I did my research, and I think out of all the stable coins that are out there besides Tether, would be USD.
Interesting.
That's pretty interesting, yeah.
Are you going to diversify a little bit into USDT or anything else? Or just all? Because what if something like, I agree, BUSD is my top pick as well for stable. But I try to keep my stable split among 2 or 3 of them, just in case something like wipes one of them out or something. I'm not completely toast, you know.
You used to have DAI before, and MIM. The whole shit show with Wonderland, I pretty much got out of MIM completely.
Yeah, I have no MIM.
It's just one of those things. Like, you have to take an educated calculation.
I mean, to be fair, I think I think if any stable coin were to survive, I would agree BUSD, just because of the regulation and how New York, right? The crypto hater is actually backing BUSD. So I think if anything were to happen, BUSD would probably be the last to survive, or the last one standing if anything were to happen. So yeah, I would agree there. I think if I were to have that much money, I'd hold BUSD over anything stable coin wise.
So
like, I have USDT. I have USDT Tether. I have like probably like $300,000 worth of it, and mainly that's what I move over to do my shorts and longs, and move it back, move it over, move it back, move it over, move it back. But obviously, I'm in front of the computer all the time. A lot of people get wrecked in DeFi because they go on vacation for 2 weeks and come back and they're like, Frozen Walrus is at 20 cents. It was $1.40.
This was supposed to be passive. This isn't passive.
Yeah. You know, you're down 120% on your investment because you went on vacation and thought your money was safe. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to monitor your money daily, you know, I would leave it in BUSD. If you're going to monitor your money daily.
You don't trade. You don't trade when you travel, correct?
I was on a couple trades because I was with Sleepy Joe teaching him the business. So I did a couple shorts and a couple longs while I was driving. But I brought my laptop intentionally. So I hooked it up to my hotspot and did a couple trades while I was gone.
Can we talk about that? Is that safe or not? I've heard horror stories.
So I have a hotspot, actual hotspot through Verizon. So it's pretty secure the way it connects and everything, but I won't connect my actual cell phone to MetaMask or anything. Like, my laptops that I use are strictly for crypto. Like, if I got to watch a YouTube video or a link. Anybody sends me a link, I click it on my phone. So
Yeah. Alex
I'm not
has had
taking
some,
no chances.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, listen to this.
yeah. Can you say that twice for Alex?
Hey, knock on wood. Luckily, my crypto wallets have never been hacked because of this,
Just
and
Twitter. He needs a ledger for his
reading the
Twitter.
transactions before I agreed to them. But no, like, dude, I've been running websites for businesses for multiple years, and like, if you don't update like a WordPress plugin or a Magento plugin, and you forget, like a couple months later, that can get exploited, and then your whole server can be compromised, and you have to comb through it and stuff like that. So like throughout my career, I've had to clean up servers like that for businesses, including my own. So like that's my biggest advice is like keep your software up to date. Be careful what you click on. I like Brando's advice. Like I know a lot of people use their wallets on their phone. I don't. I only use it on a specific laptop that has cold wallet that has a seed phrase that's never been displayed on a screen before. And that's it. Like that's for money wise, I'm like super strict about it. But yeah, like social engineering on like Telegram and Twitter and stuff. Like, dude, people try crazy things to get you to click on stuff, and especially if you're trying to do business as like an influencer or like a video producer, people will try some crazy social engineering tactics, pretend they're from all different projects and stuff like that. So like when I'm vetting a project, I will cross-reference multiple people, including Austin and Enrique and James Pelton and Obsidian. And I will ask like, hey, is this really this person that's just messaged me? And they'll say yes or no. And then like I'll cross-reference in like the project's Discord server. I'll be like, hey, did this person who messaged me, are they with the team? So like be super careful about whoever says they're somebody. Like cross-reference everything out here. Careful what you click on, and keep all your software up to date, including your websites. If you've got WordPress websites, keep all that up to date, because that stuff's like the first thing to get exploited on a wide scale is if you're like hosting websites. That happens all the time if you're not on top of it.
That's great advice. We did have a question. Is it okay to convert stable to XRP? Keep hearing XRP is good. So you're obviously a little late. Again, we're just giving our 2 cents, but Brando felt that XRP will probably test 32 again. That would not surprise me one bit. So that's our answer on XRP. I think we're in agreement. You missed the pump. You missed the punt. The pump, that is for sure. Who knows? Maybe you'll pump more. Yeah. So we'll see if it tests 32 again. So as far as your leverage plays, I think a lot of people have talked about that a bit, Brando, and you've talked about the fact that you do use high leverage sometimes. What is your process behind that? I mean, a lot of people think the 100x leverage is just for complete degen. You have no control. So is that just a small part of your play, and you're usually using like 5 to 10x leverage? Tell us a little bit about your process.
So my degen plays are on 100x leverage. So like I have obviously some serious whale friends that own, well over 3,000 to 8,000 Bitcoin. So you have to pretty much talk your wallet to them in order to even get accepted into their groups, their cults, I could call it. One of them's actually a close friend, so I pretty much got free acceptance into it. But they can move the market rather quickly. So sometimes they'll give me tips, like the XRP play was a tip today from that group. They were gonna dump fucking XRP, and so I shorted the fucking shit out of it. You might as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but degen, like on Bitcoin, like I usually stay around like 50 to 100x. I mean, but I chart the shit out of it, you know what I mean? And I'm in small time frames. You're talking like a couple $100 worth movement in Bitcoin. I'm not in it from 21K to 16K. You know what I mean? I'm in it usually a couple $100 range to maximize my gains. People can say it's degen, but like I'm probably like 80% win and like 15% loss. So, as long as the wins keep outweighing the losses, I'm going to keep doing 100 and 125x.
That's amazing for such small time frames, because you're like what? You're looking at the 15, the 30, stuff like that. Oh, we may have lost him for a sec. Oh, there he is. Hey, Brando, I don't know if you heard my question. Uh-oh, he may have to go back inside. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Something's restoring the connection. I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, you're good. You're good now.
Oh yeah. So basically, I'm using like sometimes on those 125x, I'm on like the 3-minute, 5-minute chart.
Wow.
But I'm charting it. I'm charting it on my 4-hour chart and my daily chart. On my.
Man,
yeah, I agree.
So yeah, what he usually does is, he sets up his like entry and exit points, stop losses, and take profit spots before he even enters a position. Isn't that right, Brando?
That's correct.
Do you do the standard 3-to-1?
Not really. It just depends on my mood.
I love it. Depends on my mood.
What are you drinking right now?
I was drinking apple Jack Daniels with Sprite.
A little early in the day for that, don't you think?
No, it's almost 5 o'clock in Nashville.
It's 5 somewhere. Right?
That's true. Yeah.
And he's probably a Titans fan, so that's gonna make you want to drink all day, anyways.
Brando, I got a question for somebody that is absolutely ignorant to trading, right? What are the metrics that you use that you have found to be the most profitable that you kind of like live by now trading?
Elliott waves, 20, 50, and 200 MA.
Elliott waves 20, because I'm actually taking notes here. Elliott waves 20.
No, the Elliott waves, the 20-day moving average,
Mm-hmm.
the 50-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average.
Okay, sweet.
Those are your two main indicators, or
Yep.
the Elliott waves and the moving averages.
Yep. And I use two
what are
separate
you-
charts, not to complicate it. So one chart on one computer has, the Elliott waves. The other one will be on the MA, and that's pretty much all I use.
And when you're looking at these indicators, right, what are you like put us in your brain, right? Like, what are you seeing when you see stuff on the chart? What is the point of using these indicators, and what do you see as a buy? When do you see it as a short potential? So that way people can kind of get some type of learning start to learn how to use these in the real world, in the real trading world.
So I suggest somebody that can explain it better is a lot of YouTubers, to be honest with you. Like, I can't explain how to really do it, to help the community. Like, I learned by watching other YouTubers chart, basically. Like, there's actually some courses you can take online. Like, my buddy pretty much helped me learn how to do it all. But to explain it to somebody that's new, like...
It's so funny you say that, though, and it's totally understandable because I have a friend, too, that, I mean, he's a killer trader, and I don't know if he's very known in the DeFi space. He's a part of a team that we all know, but I don't know if he wants that info, so I'm not going to mention his name.
I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, he's very good at trading. He posts his trades all the time, too. I mean, pretty significant stacks, and I asked him the same thing, and he gave me just a handful of indicators like you, and I was like, same question, same response. He's like, I would love to teach you, but it's like, once I learn my rhythm, it's just like, explaining, I guess, how are you good at drawing, right? You just have to you just have your thing, and you can't really explain. So
you take bits and pieces from the people that teach you, right? And then you put it to work to your brain. Like, I'm seriously ADHD, bipolar to the max, right? So the way I'm gonna explain it to you is how my brain operates, but I'm a person that only learns by seeing it in person, touching it, moving my chart, watching the YouTube. Okay, let me do this with the chart. Let me do this. Oh wait, I messed up. Let's clear the whole chart, start over. I literally, my trading view when I first started trading, I got to the point where I had 17 tabs on Bitcoin.
Hey,
Because
that's
like, I'd
good,
make
though.
a mistake. I'd make a mistake and I'd just get frustrated and hit refresh and it would clear the whole thing and I'd start all over again.
So Brando, does it mess you up to watch other YouTubers now? Because for example, people ask me all the time, which YouTubers on TA YouTubers do you watch? And I try not to watch any because I feel like if I watch others and get into their process and their flow, it kind of messes up my process and flow. Does that happen to you?
It happens to me, but I've pretty much like days that I'm unsure what the market is going to do. Like I don't use it for like conviction. I guess it's somewhat conviction, you know what I mean? Like I'll go in and like, if I'm unsure, like if I'm unsure of myself, like I'll go see if I can get somebody else to confirm it for me. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm like, if I watch 1 or 2 videos and they're like on the same page I'm on, I'm like, I'm convicted. Let's do this. Like 50K, let's go.
So who's the go-to one that you go to for like you said, conviction or reassurance?
Yeah, let's expose them. Let's expose your source.
So I actually, somebody tipped me off to this person in Dow Kings, that elliptical art person on YouTube, ellipticalartcrypto.com.
Yeah.
So you can actually pay for their little signals or whatever too, but I don't. I just actually just go on to his YouTube every now and then and pop in and just see what they're talking about.
Well, can we talk about that for a sec? So these guys that charge, Brando, like, you know, because I've been offered maybe 5 to 7 times in the last couple months. Someone's saying, hey, I'll pay you X amount so you can start putting trade setups on my site or whatever. I've said no every single time, and my response is going to say the same. I'm making money off my trades because of leverage. I can make good money. Why do I need to make money like that? You know, if I'm making money on trade. So when these guys say, well, you know, follow me and pay me X amount a month to get all my trades, I'm right away, I get kind of like defensive. Like, I don't think this guy's really making money, because if he was, why does he need the money from these viewers? What are your thoughts on that?
My thought is, if you have a niche, you might as well capitalize on it.
Okay.
Right?
That's fair. That's fair.
So like Tune Forks, I was pretty good like with America Money, and people ask me all the time, when are you going to make another Tune Fork? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Honestly, the worst time of my life was running that Tune Fork.
Lame hillbilly just hit
Really?
the like button.
Yeah.
And that's the honest truth. And you know what it was? Honestly, it was the amount of coddling that I had to do to grown men or grown women.
Yep.
And it got to the point where it was like, I'm on Discord 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day. Even with hired mods, they wanted to talk to Let's Go Brando. Just like Lame Hillbilly, they don't want to talk to whoever his mods are. They want to talk to Lame Hillbilly.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as Lame Hillbilly stopped being active in the Discord, sorry to target him again, the price went down. Price went down.
It's interesting.
Price went down. He went MIA for like a week straight, pretty much.
Well, he was building, like, and that's the thing. He's got to like delegate that and be, like you said, be the community coddler, like, because he carries everybody with him, right? And if so, he has to have that constant.
You have no time with your family. Like, he's got young children, just like me. I got 4 kids at home. You know what I mean? There's other things going on in my life. Like, I'm sorry, like your $300 investment, like, and then when you find out, like, because then you do airdrop for V2, and you find out this dude has been asked 7,000 questions in the last 60 days. He's only got a $300 investment.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you telling me you bugged me?
It's like the culture that these projects set too, right? It's like there's this one project, I'm not going to name names. There's this one project that started out as a promise for passive income, right? So it has this base of investors where they had that expectation for passive income. Then they flip the script and it's now something totally different, but you still have those same investors, just like Brando's saying, where they're like super desperate. They put their life savings into it, or $300 or something that they just cannot afford to lose. And now they're like, what do I do? Right? Like, so now you have all this drama where you're trying to be a true business that you just, So it's like when you look into these projects, you got to look at like what was the initial culture and can they fade away from that, right? Because a lot of projects that are succeeding right now are ones that is making people money. You rarely see the FUD because they've been doing what they've been doing for a while now, and they never changed the culture. Like they've never done like this culture shift because they just that's who they are, right? Like look at Horde, bro. Horde. I said this jokingly a couple days ago in the main chat. Horde Games, whatever you call it. Their Discord is the most chill Discord, and they've been running for like 6-7 months now, like forever. I've never heard drama about it. I've never heard FUD or anything crazy like that. They've been making people money. They've been doing what they said. They've been working. And it's just, because that was the culture. They never changed anything for, instead of 1% a day, we're actually going to, I don't know, we're going to give you an NFT and then you can sell the NFT for money. Like just something crazy. They've never shifted.
Right.
They've stayed true to what they've done throughout this whole thing. And now there they go. It's
their model.
It's so funny. Yeah.
I actually left the Horde Discord today.
You left the Horde Discord?
Why? Yeah.
Because I'm not invested and I just got tired of getting announcements.
Dude, you need to, you got so much money. You should just literally, dude, listen, look at me, Brando. Okay. If you trade with 20 to 50K at a time, throw 100K into Horde. Okay. Cause that's all you can do anyways. You can only max out the plots at 100,000 unless you make multiple wallets, and just let it ride, bro. Just let it ride.
How old is your oldest?
Collect paychecks weekly.
That sounds like financial advice, Austin.
It does. But Brando, how old?
Brando isn't going to sue me, okay? What's he going to sue me for? The dude's gone.
I want your camera.
You want my camera? Bro,
yeah, it's like he never has to see it turn off again. Exactly.
I'll save you the court fees. I will give it to you.
Well, actually, how old is your oldest?
19.
Okay, 19. So she's already in college. Okay.
No, he's 19. My oldest is 19. Then I got 15 will be on the 25th. And then not 8 and then 3.
Okay. And are you using crypto as like the substitute for the 529?
Nope.
No.
No, I actually got cryptocurrency with my daughter a couple of years ago. So different moms, different kids. But
gotcha.
My 2 youngest are with my wife. So for the longest time I had to pay child support and all that. But all that stuff's behind me now. So nope. I'm stuck.
Right, and I got a very, very niche DeFi question. I'm going to put you on the hot seat big time. Do you think that great finance would be where it's at now if liquid capital never happened?
Grape would have never defined.
Yep, I agree.
I said it from the very beginning. Liquid capital would kill DeFi. It's in the Discord somewhere. You can find it.
Search his name.
I think I remember you saying it. I think I said it that I was a concern. I know James Pelton said it was a huge concern of his. But I do remember I think you put that on DK's Discord, if I remember correctly.
In a couple different Discords. Yeah. The reason I felt that from the start was the wording that they used on their homepage.
Yeah, dude. It was too much. Like they're laying it on thick about the safety and sustainability stuff. Like you gotta be like very real about risks in this stuff. And if you're trying to smooth it all over and like pacify people with like, oh, safety and this and that, like,
well, there was no safety. There was no safety. The number one reason I know there was no safety, sorry to throw Lane Hillbilly under the bus again. He was just an easy target. I love the guy. I love the kid. We talk all the time. He was never KYC. He was never KYC.
I didn't find that out. I didn't find that out until afterwards.
He's the trusted partner. Madrid from Serenity had a KYC with him. They pick and choose who they chose to KYC.
Yeah, I didn't find that out until after it failed that they picked and choose that.
This. So this is first.
Oh yeah.
Because they said in the white paper they're going to KYC every single partner.
They didn't.
All the teams from each partner, and they did. And I didn't realize like that they didn't do that blame hillbilly until we talked after Liquid Capital failed. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I agree too. I think I will definitely agree with that sentiment. I think Liquid Capital kind of was like a straw. I mean, it was for me. I mean, go and look at my channel. It's totally different than what I did now. I mean, I had to take a break, man, because I was tired of everything. And with Liquid Capital and what happened with it, like so many of these trusted partners and all the partners of Liquid Capital was a huge chunk of DeFi. Like there was only a handful of DeFi projects not a part of the circle of trust. And yeah, that put a big black eye in crypto when that happened. So yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
Look at EMP. EMP was doing good. eShare was doing good. Grape was doing good. A couple other projects were really doing good. Frozen Walrus was standing on its own. I don't care what they say. It killed a lot of projects, their reputation. People just got so, I mean, from Titan to that, you carried over Titan, which was a shit show. And we all called it out what it was. I helped with some of the investigation, as Alex knows.
Yep.
And wallets and all that kind of stuff. I mean, the blockchain doesn't lie. I've said this a long fucking time ago. You will get caught on the blockchain. Like, it's easy to track. It does get frustrating and time consuming. I mean, me and Alex were up one morning until like 4 fucking o'clock in the morning. My wife told me, fucking get off the phone or you're getting a divorce.
My wife said the same thing. She's like, why are you up late at night talking to strange men on the internet again? Where's this man's shirt? And I'm just like, get out of here. I'm doing business. Get out of here.
We need to have a talk, Alex.
But it comes to people like that are down to like do this hard work searching. Like if other people can just keep getting away with it, like it's gonna ruin the DeFi space. And like there's no accountability for that dude, Eric or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Go
Eric
too.
Go Shock, yeah.
So you figure $200,000 that he walked away with $256. So that's what basically getting like a couple projects back to peg at this point, you know what I mean? And those people are not going to invest again because they got burnt. They got burnt in Titan. They got burnt in Liquid Capital. They basically rolled somebody else's problem over. Like the reason I didn't invest in Kyoto or whatever it's called is because they took over the community from Liquid Capital.
Yeah, I don't think that would have been. I've never understood that. I've seen other projects do that too, is like taking over. Man, you got to build your own community.
But that's what MDB does, and it's worked for MDB, right?
But like, MDB doesn't take over discords of like it's different.
Well, that's when Degen Finance, that's kind of like their downfall started when they did the whole Outback thing. Then they took over the other one. And
I remember the Outback stuff. Oh,
don't talk about it, man. I lost 45K in 30 seconds, man.
Bro.
Oh, God.
You just gave me like nostalgia. Like, dude, DeFi, that was only a few months ago. And I feel like that's like something looking back years ago now.
It does.
Oh,
it feels like so long.
Years ago. And you have to be a special kind of person to get burnt like we have. Like I got burnt on Titan. I got burnt on Liquid Capital, like bad compared to my portfolio size. And you have to be a special kind of person to get like burnt and rugged like that. And then just to like stay in it. Like I am still in the game. I like doubled down on all my shit. Like I don't care. Brando's the same way. He's like, I lost $45,000, and then he's just like, boom, he's still in it. Like, yeah. So that's
one of them's gonna win. One's gonna win.
It'll weed out like the the weak skinned or like the sensitive people, or like you get punched in the face, and it's like, do you keep fighting or do you just like quit, walk away, go back to trading stocks on Robinhood? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm in DeFi because I want to turn $22,000 into $3 million like Brando over here in a year. You know what I'm saying? And if I got to lose a couple $1,000 here and there and work a few extra jobs and lose some sleep to get there, like I'm going to keep trying because this is the land of opportunity, if you ask me.
It is. It really is. And but Brando, you kind of like, to me as an outsider, and I didn't know you Yeah, and I hardly know you, but I knew that you were a shark amongst fish, just from DK's Discord, because everyone was so hyped about Orb. And you were like, you bought it really cheap after it dropped, and then you just dumped it on their heads at $22. I remember you posting about that. And I feel like you and I were the only two people that knew that Orb was going to go to. I said it on my videos. I said
it on my
10
video
cents.
too. I got paid. I did
I
a sponsored video about Orbital, and in my sponsored video, I said, "Don't buy Orb. It's a reward token. It's going down. Like if it's so risky, don't touch it." And people fucking bought it and got wrecked and wondered what happened. I'm like, you bought a reward token thinking it was going to go to the moon. Like, what are you thinking?
Dude, I sold at 22 and that shit ran to 33, I think. And I was like, what the fuck are these retards doing? Like, there's no way. Dude, I'm like, 22 is the top. Like, there's no way it's going higher than 22. I went out to dinner with my wife. I took her to go get a steak. You know what I mean? Like, we don't go out very often because we got kids. I'm like, we're going out. And she's like, what happened? I just made a killing. And she's like, really? I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to the expensive steakhouse tonight. Came home and it was $32. I was like, what the hell?
Sorry, Croc. I really have no filter. When I start talking with my friends and stuff, like, I just... I don't
I got a very selfish question for you, Brando. All right, this is my last question for you as a trader here. So, I want you to talk up my bags here. All right, no, I'm joking. So with MDB, okay, because I try to talk about some good freaking projects every single week, and we have MDB has been from the beginning. They've done everything they said. They're just killing it in this space. I literally maxed out my allocation for Infinity, and it's already 3x, and it's been like 2 weeks. And I really wish I was what do they call it, a VIP member, because I would have put 5K in and now made 15K. So what do you see MDB like? Do you see it being like a crazy like long-term buy and hold, or where are you seeing it at?
Well, he doesn't own any, so.
Well, I know you don't own any, but
I don't own any. I have been talking with the owner several times. Forgive I'm bad with names.
Danny.
But
Danny,
you're right. So Danny and I were chatting last night. He gave me a couple deals or whatever, sent me some information. I plan on reviewing it this weekend and making a decision if I'm going to invest or not. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of late to the game where I would like to be, but I do like that they've sustained where they're at. So to me, as a whale, and even putting like 50K, 100K into a project, something like that, and it sustained this market so far, and their vision and their success so far. I mean, they launched when UST depegged, right, Luna?
They launched a little before that.
A little before that. You can see it on the chart when that happened.
You can see it on the chart. Yeah.
So, and they were able to sustain that type of market volatility and the community sentiment. I'm in there in my burner Discord. Don't tell anybody.
Okay.
I'm not in there under Let's Go Brando, but I do have my burner Discord name in there, and it looks pretty promising.
Yeah. I told you the community sentiment's awesome, dude. Like, I know that's one of your main indicators. I've been talking to you about MDB for over a month now, and you're like, I still don't get it, blah, blah, blah. And like, it was the same way. Austin told me about it when it launched, and I was like, I don't have time. I got other projects I'm doing research for reviews for and stuff. And then like a month later, it's like, he's like, dude, I've like 2x'd already on it. I'm like, oh my God. So then I bought in. Now I've now I've 2x'd on it, and now I'm telling you about it, and you're like, and I don't know. So it's crazy, dude. And a lot of it does have to do with that community sentiment, the leadership, like how they present themselves. Obviously, like they know how to run a business and things like that.
And that's a good selling point. Like I was in the chat with you guys on Whiskey Nights or whatever, and Danny was in there, and he's very educated. You can tell that. Obviously, a good character of person. Easy to get along with. Funny.
Yep.
Which to me is he's not like super like uptight, like type personality, which I dig. Especially if I'm going to invest money, because
He's a
He
good
just
balance between DGen, DeFi, and business. I like
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude,
Exactly.
you can like I've gotten into it with him before, like and like we like hashed it out like men, dude. Like we hashed it out and like we're just like we're tight, right? Like so that's the cool thing about him is like if you have a disagreement or something and like tensions are high because of things going on in DeFi, like you can basically shoot the shit with him and he keeps it real. So I appreciate that about him. That's why I like you, Brando. That's why I like you guys, because you guys keep it real with me. Like you're not trying to like feed me flowery language and like talk me into doing stuff that like isn't in my best interest. You know what I mean?
Well, the next 10x token called Liberty.
Let me
go claim my vested tokens right after this. No.
This is my next 100x pick, you guys. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't.
It's not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
It's the project dead. Don't buy it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because in DeFi, if you're honest all the time, though, you're going to piss off a lot of people. I've pissed off a lot of people. I've
so many people,
viewers and YouTubers. I've pissed off all sorts of people, but got to be honest. Brand, I do want to ask you one thing about your thoughts on MDB that I would find very interesting. BNB. So obviously it's integrated with BNB. How BNB does is going to have a lot to do with how MDB does. So if you were to look at while you're assessing MDB, are you going to assess it from the perspective of I may or may not have any BNB, so this could be my hedge. If I don't have any BNB, this way I'm still kind of carrying some BNB. Is that going to be a part of your process at all?
So as I've stated before, I know Alex knows this as far as the EMP play, I paired my EMP with ETH. I did it on purpose. So if ETH went up, my EMP went up, right? So as long as their tokenomics are similar and you can get a good entry on your BNB, if it's paired the same type of tokenomics as it is with EMP, I would be bullish on BNB. I'm bullish still on BNB. So. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
That's actually my plan is when I think the market's bottoming out and I'm ready to start taking like a long position, I'm going to get my ETH exposure probably through EMP to earn some yield on it and get exposure to their ecosystem because I'm personally bullish on AJ and his team and everything they're doing. Like that guy just going to keep building. And then also I'm bullish on BNB during the next uptrend. So MDB is like a really great exposure to that for me. And it's deflationary too. So like MDB is going down while the BNB is going up in the liquidity pool. And it's, I think, what is it like always back like 500% in that trust fund.
I can't remember.
Something like that. And then, dude, my Infinity position that just like launched like a week or two ago is up like 3x almost. Is yours up 3x, Austin?
He's smiling. I'll take that.
It's been freaking crazy. And
crazy,
also,
dude.
I'm not trying to sell anybody on MDB. I just like just
I
a
don't
disclaimer.
Care either.
I think it's freaking just been sweet. But what's cool about Infinity is if you stake it, you earn MDB, but it's not like more minted MDB where it's going to be inflated to the moon. It's just literally a trickle effect of the taxes that Infinity takes on when you buy it. But MDB itself is never going to be minted anymore. So it's cool that you're earning a deflationary token that then you can take that little drip reward you get, stake that MDB, and then earn more MDB over the time. It's freaking crazy. And then,
my MDB BNB farm position is just printing like crazy. So I just take all that MDB and I put it into the single stake and let that grow so I can get like pure exposure to the price appreciation, not in an LP, So if MDB does 10x or something like that, like I'll have full exposure in a part of my portfolio, single staked MDB. And then the Infinity, dude, it's like up 3x and it's printing almost as good as my MDB BNB farm. So now I'm getting like double rewards from it. Plus it's all appreciating. It's like the tank in my portfolio right now.
What's the tax
chugging along? What is Infinity? 5 in, 5 out.
Buy. Yeah.
Infinity's 5 in, 5 out. And I think it's paired with Phoenix Plus. And Phoenix Plus is like an even more degen version of MDB Plus, which is like fully collateralized with BUSD and has that like tax in, tax out. And my Phoenix position, I put like $1,000 in Phoenix, and it's like up to like 1,010, 1,015, 1,020 or something bucks, and it's just like, man, this whole thing's just chugging along. So I'm excited, obviously. So I don't want to try to like influence anybody to do anything. I can't really hide my emotions. So when I get excited,
it's a 5% stake and unstaked tax as well.
Yep.
So basically, it's a 20% tax. You have to gain 20% on your position before, that's a lot of things that deter me to protocols that have like a tax system, like 15% to buy NDB, 15% to sell it, just using that as numbers. I'm not sure if that's accurate. So that's 30% gains that I would have to get on $100,000.
I think it's 25 total, like 10 and 15 out or something like that.
I think
but Infinity's different. It's a
but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying. So even on MDB, like I would have to gain 25% just in gains before I'm in profit. So you have to look at it in the long term. How long is it going to take to get that gains? Is the market going to sustain it? Can DeFi sustain it? And can the investors keep coming in to keep allowing the protocol to stay alive?
So speaking of taxes, now that there's no tax, or I think there's no tax, hopefully I'm right, now that it's no longer rebasing, what are your thoughts on Sphere? You think it's ever going to come back?
Dead.
Dead.
You say dead?
Dead. It's been dead.
I don't know, man. I would still disagree with this one.
It's dead. It's been dead for about 2 weeks. I said it 2 weeks ago, and I still hold to it.
Well, it's still trying to find a bottom.
I have never bought Sphere still.
I still won't buy it.
I never bought into the hype. And I'm all for people who are, if they believe in the team and the long-term roadmap and everything, that's good. I'm not following it.
Call it what it is. Do you believe in the cult?
Do I believe in the cult?
Dude,
I'll say my piece that I'm proudly not a cult member or anything like that. Like
we are all cult leaders, you guys. According to Dow King, each one of us are cult leaders. Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, you are. Are you kidding me?
I do not have a cult leader role.
No, I don't either.
You did, and then Dow King elevated you to your own special role.
No, I always had that role. I was never the role of a cult leader.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna change that, Brando. We're gonna get you a cult.
Actually, I don't think I am. I'm a cult leader either.
Oh God, I'm a cult leader, guys. What the hell?
I will say,
am I the only cult leader here?
Here's my defense with Sphere. Right?
You guys want some Kool-Aid?
Tell us.
We seen how crazy big Curve is. Okay, it still is to this day. Curve is an absolute monster, and that's essentially what they're trying to be. They're trying to have Sphere
Curve
token
Wars,
itself be kind of like a basket of governance of all their other ways that they're going to build governance. So it's not a sexy like, I'm going to make a 10x tomorrow or anything like that, but I think if they get their mission correct and they do that. I mean, you can go on their platform and see they're making like really good revenue. I think they're clearing about, well, that's subjective because some people that may not be, but I think it's like around 100 to 150K a month in revenue. EAM is the hidden captain, but I think
EAM is the captain now.
I think for the true there's a huge niche market for the DeFi space when it comes to building governance up, and they're tapping into that really hard. So I think if they follow through with that, which they have been so far, it'll turn around, I believe.
Well, we will see.
Do you want to make a side bet?
You want to make a side bet?
Yes, do a side bet. Yes.
What's the side bet?
Something friendly, like $5-10.
Well, what are we?
Come
what
on,
are we
it's got to be
on?
at least 100.
I need to know the rules.
I mean, let me pull up the chart. We'll just set a price. I mean,
but
it's
can't.
It's at 003418 right now.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, Alex.
What's the token called? Spear?
Yeah.
He said, "What's the token called?" What a flex! Look at him trying to flex.
That's great. I love
I don't
that.
even know what we're talking about.
Oh, 0.003492.
9.2. I have it at 3.418 on Dex.
Oh, here it is. I got it. That's
Okay.
this one. Oh, I had a nice little PAMP on the 15-minute chart.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. But just go to the 1 day. It's not a pretty sight.
I see it. It's ugly. It's like
it's a sad sight.
It's like a falling knife.
It's exactly a slow rugging falling knife. It's the worst thing you could possibly want to see because there's no capitulation or nothing. It's just like shh.
I mean, we'll just make a friendly bet like that it doesn't hit 0.01 within the next 60 days.
0.01.
3x.
Hold on,
You're getting.
let me look at the chart. Hold on, I'm so lost here. Hold on.
Okay.
I mean,
Let me pull up the chart.
60 days at 3x.
Okay, you said in 60 days. What do you think the price is going to be?
I'm betting that it doesn't get over 0.01.
0.01. So you think it'll be in 60 days at 0.01?
That it won't.
Let me go.
I think it's got zero shot at doing that.
I mean, I will actually agree with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
What are we projecting in like 60 days? I mean, this chart in 60 days, you're to zero. If it goes 60 more days, you're at zero.
But see, I don't care what it's at. For one, okay, just to context for my personal Sphere holdings, I've already ROI'd. So I'm kind of like in your mindset with like, this is house
Whatever
money.
happens. Yeah.
So my personal story, I put 500 in pre-sale. That freaking, I don't even know how many X's it turned into. Like, literally, I'm not being, and I'll kick myself every day, and I'll be 100% transparent because I like sharing my failures. I turned $500 into like 50 grand, okay, at one point on paper, because the price went up to like 10 cents, 8 cents, whatever. So then, but even before that, I put another like, I think $2 grand into it when it was at like 1 week post launch. So overall, the highest on paper I had in Sphere was like over 100 grand. And I was like, holy crap, this is like the most gains I've ever seen. But, you know, I didn't take any profit then. But I took profit around when I was around 60, like when it was starting to go down. I took profit when it was around 60 grand on paper, and I got my initial out, I got my double out, so I was good. Like I'm good as far as like getting my juices from Sphere. So I'm not sitting here, you know, what's it going to be in a month, 2 months, 3 months? What's holding in there is literally just a moonshot and a prayer, if anything does come out of it. So that's when I say like how I say things, that's where I'm coming from when it comes to Sphere.
Well, it's lost 62% of its value in 60 days.
But why didn't you sell at 100K?
Greed, just ignorance and greed.
No, that's not greed. That's stupidity. So if you put 5 grand in, that's a 20x, whatever it is, right?
Let me see how much mine's worth.
Dude,
right now.
I would have sold 90% of my position and left the rest of it as a moon bag.
Dude, I completely agree with you. That was
one
of the biggest mistakes.
Next time, sell your whole bag. Walk away, turn your laptop off, and say, thank you very much. I appreciate the down payment on my first rental property.
Yeah. I agree.
Don't feel sorry for them. Don't feel sorry for them. You owe them nothing. Nobody in this space owes you anything.
Yeah. No, I'm never like that.
Dude, I was literally on the phone with
what Croc is saying right here, basically quit falling in love. And this is, keep in mind, this was, what was this? June, April, was it April? Maybe?
No,
I don't know.
This is like March, man. First week of March.
Okay, March. This was super, super early. And I was still like where I am now, mindset wise in DeFi is like a complete 180 of where I was back in March, right? I was still very, very, very naive. You know, I was just, I didn't know what I knew now. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It was literally just ignorance as far as like so I kick myself every day, bro. But hey, you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah, I mean, the number one thing is like people like marry a project.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I have fun. Like, I'll call up Alex like 2 a.m. He's like, "Bro, how much did you drink?" I'm like, "Not enough. Let's go do this." He's like, "I don't own any of it." I'm like, "Okay, good. You're about to see the biggest God candle ever." I mean,
Dude,
like, I'll lose
crazy,
money
dude.
sometimes. Like sometimes I'm losing money, and to me, it's just fun to like, and then sit in the Discord on Invisible and just Brando struck again. You know?
Oh god, dude, we gotta get. I know you've been on the road for the past few weeks. We gotta get back to it, man. I miss that shit. DeFi is so much more fun. When Brandon was calling me drunk in the middle of the night, just like, "You want to see a God candle?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
You want to see a God candle?
And then the Discord literally blows up. Like it's like somebody drops a bomb in there.
Like,
feel free to DM us, like, by the way.
Dude, it's
like
so
nobody's
crazy.
talking. Nobody's talking for like hours and hours and hours. And I'm like, "Are you ready?" And he's like, "Yeah, do it." I'm like, "All right, here it comes. Here it comes." I'm like, "MetaMask engaged." And he's like, then the next thing you know, Discord, like 500 messages in 10 seconds. It's like, "Oh, you guys are
Devs,
watching.
do something. Devs, do something.
Dev, fix the price."
Dude. And he's like, "I just lost like 10 grand for fun just because fuck it." And I'm like, "What?" Like, that's like my life savings, bro. And like, dude, oh my, dude. And you said something that I think's important for people out here about personal responsibility and accountability. Like, remember one time we were like messing around on a trade together. I forget what we did, but like I went in, I played a little bit wrong. We both lost a little bit of money, but like it was like a bigger size of my portfolio because like I got a smaller bag or whatever. And you're like, "Hey, you know, here I'll make you whole. Don't worry, I'll send you some money." I'm like, don't. That was my decision. I did that. Like, you don't owe me anything, right? And you're like, "Dude, I got so much money, doesn't matter." Like, I don't care. Like, I made that choice. Don't make me whole for that. If you want to donate something to my animal sanctuary for the love of the animals or whatever, that's cool. Do that separately another time. But don't like
Send me
don't
the
try to
pig.
make me whole for some. Don't eat my pigs. My pigs are gonna eat you, bro. All right.
Send me Scarlet. So I got 2 Scarlets in my house.
Dude, one of my other buddies, he's an ex-Marine, and he's like his daughter, we pretty much convinced her that we named our pig after her. And she's like, "Oh my God." And she's all like, so you can tell Scarlet that we named Scarlet after her if you want. Get some brownie points.
Brownie points with a 3-year-old. That's what I need.
All right. Before I forget, real quick, guys, I'm going to screen share, and I just wanted to show the 3 winners for the spring game seed, bonsai
snap.
seeds. Guys, I did it off of Twitter. So those that put their Twitter handles, I picked 3. Oh no, what did I do here? Hold on. Uh-oh. I lost my place with one of the winners. There we go. Okay. So, and these were the 3 winners. So I will be
thank you, Croc.
I'll be sending the 3 of you. Oh, Croc, you're the man.
Hey,
thank you.
bro,
Look
Croc,
at that.
I'm
You're
telling
awesome,
you,
dude.
I love it. Thank you, Croc. Look at that. Croc donated and turned my camera off.
Nice.
Magic.
It's the universe saying something. All right, guys. So the 3 winners are Kenneth. So I will be sending you a DM on Twitter. Congrats. You get a bonsai seed, which I think it's worth about $100. Winner number 2, Francisco. I will be sending you a Twitter DM.
Dude, I love Francisco. Yeah, he's a good dude.
Okay.
He's a good dude in the community. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And oh, by the way, we would have had the first winner was Ken, and then the next 2. Part of the deal was that you have to follow me on Twitter to win, and you didn't follow me or Spring Game on Twitter, so it was like, sorry. So we had 2 people that didn't win. So Francisco, you were the culprit of winning because someone didn't follow me or Spring Game, even though they put their Twitter handle. And the third winner is actually someone we know well. Look at that, Lady.
Oh,
Boss
hell
Nat.
yeah, dude. Golf. I am golf clapping that. Way to go, Nat.
Lady Boss.
If there's anybody
Yes.
who's deserving of it, it's her. That she is out here working super hard all day, all night, helping people in
Yes.
the community.
She's making her name for herself in DeFi, man.
Well,
she
now has a bonsai seed. So
yeah, she's a great
so,
addition to the DeFi community.
She really is. So those are the three winners. And again, there was, we'll keep doing these, but this is the best way to do it, I think, so that we don't get the scammers to kind of scam us. And so you have to do the Twitter thing. Just put your Twitter handle on there, and this is how we're going to keep doing it moving forward. And congrats, guys. I will be DMing you on Twitter sometime later today, all three of you. So yeah, and then I'll hook you up with the spring game team. So cool stuff. That was fun to do. So go ahead, Alex.
Awesome giveaway, by the way. Though that's a really cool thing to win, because those things are just printing. I bought one myself, and it's printing a couple bucks a day. So that's super cool. And they got the liquidity manager in there to keep the price stabilized. So it's like almost like you know exactly what you're going to get now from those trees. So that's a really cool gift.
It's different than Horde, but it's done the same thing as far as results. So
and they're coming out with their own game, like the Tamagotchi / Pokemon Go style mobile game with like all the stuff. And it's gonna be super fun. Also, that I got a giveaway I want to announce here as well, that I'm gonna be setting up a Gleam contest for, just like I did with my MDB NFT giveaway. It was like super popular. We had a bunch of fun announcing it here, just like you did. So I want to do another one like that. I'm going to do like a separate video and a contest for it, but it's a swag giveaway. So a project that I did an AMA with gave my community, they're allowing me to give my community like $100 gift card to their merch store to buy like t-shirts, hats, mugs. And I only got the mug with me at the table right now, but it's this like Peg Hub. It's a jumbo mug, by the way. It's like one of the monster ones, and it says like crypto staking revolutionized. But I'm gonna be giving away $100 to their merch store, so you can buy like they got water bottles, mugs, phone cases.
Hey, I'll donate
hoodies.
my Bomb Money sweatshirt with it.
Okay, all right.
It's brand new in my closet, sitting up there collecting dust.
Dude, all right. I will see if somebody will give me their address to mail it to them. And that's the thing with like giving physical stuff to people out here. A lot of people don't want to give out their home address, but I'll try it. If you want to, I'll set up a separate winner that will get picked to win Brando's Bomb Money sweatshirt. And then I'll give them I'll give you their address if you want to mail it to them. I don't know how you want to work that out.
I'll mail it to them.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. So cool, man. That'll be awesome. And next week, Enrique and Austin, I will announce the winners here as well. So for anybody watching, if you want to get a bunch of free swag, $100 worth, then you could buy like a whole bunch of stuff. It's going to be going all week. I'm going to post it on my Twitter and YouTube channel and all that. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I'll be announcing all winners for all giveaways here on the show as well. So
it's so fun doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very cool. I guess that's about it, guys. Unless there's
are you
any
guys
other questions.
Are you guys going to invest in Truth Seekers or what?
I might throw a couple hundred at the pre-sale. That's going on right now, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm trying to debate if I should buy into it or not.
I might toss
I'm not getting in the pre-sale just because, I mean, like, I'm a passive income guy, and like if I were to buy and hold something, I mean, everything like kind of dips after pre-sales. And to be honest, I have a lot of dry powder. I'm going into the Horde NFT passive income things. And pre-send, I just bought 5 pre-send NFTs. So that's kind of like where I put my stuff right now.
Dude, speaking of that, next week I'm going to be launching a pre-send NFT giveaway. So I talked Drew into hooking our audience up with a pre-send NFT as well. So I want to wait for them to get like sold out. I want them to get sold out. So then like people are like, I want one so bad. And then I'm going to do the giveaway. I think it'll be a lot more fun that way. Anyway. Yeah.
Well,
very cool.
I guess I got my answer to the solution.
Are you wait, yeah. So are you doing it or not? I know Enrique, you said you're not going to. Austin, you're all into passive farming and stuff like that. And Brandon, what about you? Are you going to throw a moonbag at it? Are you going to toss 500 at it?
I might do 500 or maybe 5,000. I don't know.
Bro, be an institutional investor in pre-send, Brando.
I don't know what pre-send is.
Yeah, I'll shoot you the link.
But you want to explain it to him because it's pretty cool.
Okay, Brando, quick question before I explain it to you, because this question kind of explains it. Have you ever sent a test transaction?
Yeah.
Have you ever lost money sending money from one to another, whether it's a wrong address, wrong token, wrong blockchain, whatever?
Yeah, you want to know the biggest amount I did?
Oh, yes. God, let's hear it.
18,000.
Dude,
Okay,
what?
All right. You're already invested into pre-send. All right. So listen, pre-send is a patented, not just a random thing and anybody can afford it. It's a patented tech. I'm not trying to sell it. Jesus, I sound like a salesman right now. It is a patented software.
No, you're trying to sell it to me, so don't worry about everybody else. Sell it to me.
All right. So it's a patented software that it's already, you can go on the website and actually do it yourself, but it's going to be implemented where they're going to be partnering with MetaMask, Coinbase, all these major places where
they're already partnered with Chainlink too.
You pay literally a very, very small additional fee on top of your gas fee, and it protects your transactions. So you can even go on pre-send and test it out. You can try to send the wrong token. And what it does within the technology is it does a super, super micro transaction right before your actual money goes through. And if it's wrong, it'll revert your transaction and protect you from sending it to the wrong whatever. So it makes sure that the end host is the correct thing you're trying to do. And how the NFTs work, I think an institutional investor, you can do 50 grand, and that's like they're considered institutional size, and they take 10% of the net revenue every single month when they start driving revenue from adding this to all these different things. And that 10% is trickled down kind of like dividends, like in a dividend stock, to all the NFT holders. So if you kind of like want a dividend share of a real business through crypto, that's like a really cool way to like park some money for just, long term.
Yeah, send me the white paper. I'm interested in that because I've done that stuff more than once, to be honest with you. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the interesting
is this project
thing
already launched, or is it in pre-sale?
It's pre-sale. It's like
it's in pre-sale right now. So
is it institutional
if you want to get in,
what's the name of the project?
Round right now.
What?
What's the name?
Pre-send.
Oh, that's the name of the project. Pre-send. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an institutional pre-sale right now, and the Wolfer Finance folks. So anybody who has
you can get in as of today.
Oh, you can? Okay.
So
I've been
if you're whitelisted, which literally all you got to do to get whitelisted is you go to the website and input your email in your wallet. So it's not like you had to spam something. So if you're a Wolfer NFT holder like myself, you got in at $200 in NFT. If you get in as just a regular whitelist, it's $250. And then I think when you get in as a regular person, but if you're an institutional investor, you don't have to worry about none of that. You just send 50 grand and you get in with an institutional. Like you don't even have to worry about the small things.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
I can connect you to Drew too, if you want.
Yeah. The prices are like, it's 2 cents per transaction plus 0.1% of the transaction.
I mean, that's
total cost.
That security alone would have saved me a lot of money. Even just like I was being stupid one day and I tried to send like USDCE to Coinbase.
Oh yeah.
I was like a $500 test transaction, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like stupid me, right? Like that $500 is gone. And that to me was a small transaction. You know what I mean?
I'd go to sleep sad that night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot, man. Yeah. So the interesting thing about this is they're like a registered company. I think they're registered in Wyoming, and they have a provisional.
Wyoming's like the most sketch state anybody can like.
Oh yeah, it's the most crypto. It's the most crypto friendly state for yeah. They're the best crypto friendly state to register in.
I feel bad for them in like 5 years.
Dude, they're raking in the money though. Like it's a genius play on their part to just be like, hey, we'll give you like crypto friendly regulatory stuff if you incorporate here. So heck yeah, they're gonna bring a ton of money to Wyoming. Like what? Like Wyoming's this puts them like really on the map tech wise. Because anyway, it's a provisional patent that they have right now. So once they release their minimal viable product, once this thing is like live and active, then it files for the international patent. And so then it goes from provisional status to full blown issued international patent. Once it finishes that process, and then nobody in the whole world can. It's not even just a specific utility patent. It's like a broader like functionality patent. So it's like it'll block out people who want to do a similar thing, even in a different way. So like it's like people are gonna have a hard time getting around it, I think. And the patent's on the website too, if you want to check it out. And I can see like a patent troll company coming in just to buy out the entire business, basically just to get the patent, and then sell it to somebody else or make it themselves in a different way. But and then I asked Drew like what would happen to the NFT holders if they got bought out, and he said they would all get paid very well. So that's an interesting part about this whole thing. It's not your usual total DeFi project. This is actually like patents.
I just wonder if, even though I like everything about it, I don't think it's going to be, recession proof. So I just can't help but wonder if the play with this would be just watch it for the next 3 to 6 months.
Hold on, how is it not recession proof? So if you only pay 2 cents per TX to guarantee that your funds are safe, you're not willing to pay 2 cents per transaction?
Plus 0.1%. It's 2 cents plus 0.1%.
Yeah, I mean that's nothing.
From that perspective, I'm with you 100%, man, 100%. But as far as the fact that it's tokenized, the tokenized piece of it, I don't think that's going to be recession proof. Was my point.
The NFT itself,
as far as the tokens.
Yeah. The only token is the NFT, so the non-fungible token's the only token involved, and it's basically like a revenue share kind of thing. That's all that's there for, basically, is to raise some funding for more development and stuff. It's not even a DeFi project. It is built on MetaMask snaps, so it is actually a Chrome extension. So it's a browser extension that works underneath of MetaMask. So it'll be working in the background with MetaMask without you even noticing it in your browser. And it's using MetaMask's Snaps API that they came out with, which is really developer friendly and stuff, and trying to spur innovation like this. So MetaMask, I mean, once this thing starts taking off and MetaMask like it really gets on their radar, MetaMask might even try to buy them and incorporate them natively into MetaMask. Yeah. That's the goal, right? That's like one of the dreams. Yeah. That's just my take on it.
Well, they won't want the competition. So like any big corporation such as like Walmart or whatever, like will immediately open, or like Starbucks will, like we had a coffee shop here locally that just opened, and like it's super hard where I live, like super small town, to open a business here where I live, right? Like you have to get to the board, and like these communist Americans where I live, like will literally appeal a Walmart or like appeal like a U-Haul dealership from being like built where I live, right? Well, Starbucks like literally opened in like 3 weeks right across from this coffee shop. Like how much money did Starbucks pay to basically put these other mom and pops out of business?
They do that, and
do it.
Walgreens and CVS, they do that too. Yeah. Thank you, Aaron, Mr. Pringles. Thank you for the super chat, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Super chat. Yes,
but yeah, dude. So they're gonna like probably get offers to buy him out because, like you said, MetaMask is gonna just want to do that themselves, right? And not have to deal with another
non-compete. Yeah, so they don't have a non-compete.
So, but then Present's going to be like, all right, we can do a licensing deal because we've got the patent. So you either have to pay us to use a patent or you have to buy us out at a premium. And then like Truth Seekers, they're talking about having their wallet tech that they're building do some like similar things as Presend. So I could see Presend and the Truth Seekers wallet competing in some fashion as well. In terms of like, I think Truth Seekers has something where it's going to check how like shady the address you're sending stuff to. Yeah, honeypot detection. Also, they're going to see how many degrees of separation an address is from Tornado Cash transactions and things like that. And I can see, and Presend in their roadmap are talking about similar things, and I can see them kind of converging at some point as competitors in the wallet tech space. So that's my future looking prophecy there. I have no confirmation of any of this. It's all of my conspiracy theories.
I'm going to go invest just on the fact that you said it's a conspiracy.
You know what? You know what else is a conspiracy?
Tell me.
Drip, MDB,
Drip is dead.
I'm trying to get you to pump my bags, bro.
Go to the next one.
Bro, that was so funny. Why was that so funny to me?
Go to the next one.
Yeah, next.
Dude, my drip thing's going awesome. It's been holding its own. Like the price has been stable the last month.
Holding at $7.
Yeah,
and $180.
My bag's up to like almost 600 drip now, worth like $4,000. I'm just it's a moon bag for me though. I already wrote it off, Brando. In my head, I wrote this off months ago, and I'm just gonna compound it and give it away to my team, and it either goes to 0 or I become Brando 2.0. You know what I'm saying?
You're not going to do it off a drip. I'll tell you now. Take the money out and invest it somewhere else.
All right, where can I realistically double my money right now, Brando?
There is
Let's leave the audience off with this. If we can't put our money in drip, where can we put our money?
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite play right now? That's a great.
Yeah,
way to
what's your
finish the
play?
show.
What are you looking at with that pin? What are you going to take notes on after this?
And short term, not long term play. Yes. Your favorite short term play.
Presend isn't going to 2x your money, but it will be long term dividends.
No,
so what can we
looking for some long term? So I like that. I also sent you Barachain, Austin. I super have my eyes on their community. I don't own many NFTs, but I do own a couple of NFTs. I suggest you guys take a look at it. That is probably my next like 3x, 4x play. They already sent it to Austin. I sent it to Austin a couple minutes ago because I had a feeling you guys were going to ask me what my next play was.
And you said Barachain is an NFT or is not?
You have to hit an NFT in order to it's kind of like the same type of thing as like Presend or whatever, but totally different type of project. It's a network and all that kind of stuff. I suggest reading up in it.
What about your favorite play short term that is not NFT related?
Just
my favorite play. If I were to bet the house right now, I would bet it on nothing in DeFi.
Hey, that's honestly though.
I'm
glad that he's not sitting here trying to reach just to give us an answer. I like it.
Sitting in cash is a very viable.
I'm looking at all my charts. It's like I got all these charts up, like on computer. Like nothing looks good. I mean, you can take 100x leverage on a play and make some good money, but as far as DeFi plays right now, like if you're already invested, you're doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Compound your bags. Some of it might turn around. Some of it's probably going to die.
Are you declining my Horde proposition? Do you not feel good about Horde?
I answered you. I left the Horde Discord today.
Right, but that could just mean that it doesn't feel right for a multi-7-figure person, but you don't think even just there he leaves. He said not.
He's like
I'm not even.
That's how much Brando hates Horde. He said, you know what?
He's just gone. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
So So why do you?
I mean, I have to tell you something. I mean, it's a great project. I missed the wave. Why stay in the Discord and get fucking 15 announcements a day?
So I gotta teach you how to silence your notifications. Bro.
Yes,
so you think,
yes, I need to learn that.
He didn't like that. He didn't like that one bit. He's gone. He's gone. He didn't like that. He's gone, man. He's just like, no.
Internet. I live out here in the country, so every now and then, they're building houses out here and stuff. The internet cuts in and out. So
Yeah.
Lives in the country making
So
millions
you
off
think
DeFi.
that you
It sounds like a
missed the
movie.
wave is what you're saying. You think that the wave is gone.
yeah, the wave's gone. Like I said, if you're already invested in some of these projects, like you can get your ROI out, no problem. But like to invest in something right now is not the time and place to do it. Like I would literally invest. I would tell everybody that's listening, like if you're got free money like laying around, keep it in staples. The market's gonna turn. Like you can see some like good news like with ETH. You know, you can buy ETH like low 12, sell at 13. Those are the type of plays right now in DeFi where you can make money. You're gonna make more money doing that
Or shorting.
or shorting the market. I mean,
well, I would disagree just with Horde, just because even like what you say that if you're in Horde now, and I'm not like sitting here taking up for Horde or anything. I'm just saying, objectively, I would disagree with Horde
Austin's a
just
Horde
because
He got big bags. He's got big bags. He's got to defend them.
you can just say you can go to the analytics of like the cash flow revenue that they're having, like net profits.
For so long, like, and I'm mad at myself, Austin. I'm not bashing Horde. Like, I've had talks with Horde about starting a project with the guys from Horde. Like, I spent hours on the phone with them. Like, dig their style. Like, love them to death. But like, their announcements kill me, bro. Like,
It's true.
You heard it here, man. You just they turned down an opportunity to work with a whale for their announcements.
Hey man, that's fair. I agree completely.
The first at everyone ping in the announcements should always be, this is how you turn off notifications if you don't want to get these anymore. Right click here and hit silence notifications for
Alex,
everyone.
8 weeks
silent.
I've been meaning to DM you asking you.
I don't get a ping on my phone. I don't get a ping on my computer, but it has this little red thing that says I need to go read shit in it.
Yeah. You can. I can show you how to do that. I'll show you.
Yeah. See, I know how to make money, but I'm not computer literate.
And I'm the other way around. I don't know how to make money, but I'm computer literate. So like, we're a great team, man. I'll help you with your tech shit. You help me make money. All right.
There you go.
Hey, by the way, Ron, Mr. Pringles said his last play was Kyoto. Kyoto's still going. I'm going to defend my moon bags. My 3 moon bags right now. And a lot of people might disagree with some of these, but I've got MDB, I've got Drip, and I've got Kyoto. And they're long-term plays for me, like a year out, right? And they're kind of like my throw it out there and just like it could either go to 0 or 1,000x, right? Those or somewhere in between. But I've already like that's separate from my LP farming, from like my Horde and Spring Game stuff, and also from like sitting in stables and everything. So like my Kyoto play is long term. Like I am doing the blockchain play on it. I'm waiting to get to the blockchain. Some people might not like. Brando doesn't like to lock up anything or to sit in anything where you can OTC in and out of Kyoto if you need to, but like. I know, Brando, you like to get out at a notice, a second's notice if you want. So I understand your position there, but I just wanted to stick up for my bags for Kyoto Drip and MDB. They're my moonshots. Hopefully in 1 year we'll be on episode like 60 or something, and I'll be like, I'm a millionaire now, guys.
EA, what's your plays? What are you invested in right now? In DeFi?
Not much. MDB. I got a little Spring Game. I held on to a few of my Serenity Capital PPLs now, so let's see what happens there. That's about it for DeFi. Not much.
What caused you to hold Pebble down so low?
Dude, this is a long story, but this is the truth. This is where the whole being a YouTuber thing is weird. So I did a video on it when it was about $160. And,
I remember that.
My video caused it to go basically 10x right after my video for a bit. And then I felt like if I'm selling, I'm basically dumping on my viewers. So I felt weird if I sold any. So I didn't sell any. I just got the rewards in Serenity, and I made pretty good money on the rewards from Serenity. It was like $200 a day sometimes because the emissions were so high. So then I just felt like, okay. And then a little more time came. And then I was thinking, well, maybe now it's time to sell. It's still around 800, something like that. Then he asked me to do an interview. So I did the interview and it bumped it. And then it went up to like 1,000, 1,200. So I thought, well, now I can't sell again. And then I was like, I had already made a pretty decent amount for like almost a good month on the Serenity rewards that I was selling the Serenity because I knew Ethereum's going to go down and I didn't want to, put in a farm with Ethereum. And so I just held them. And then next thing I know, it's like they're down to like 400. Now they're down to 250. And I'm just like, now they're down to like nothing. And I'm just like, I just didn't want, I was the only one doing videos on this protocol. So I would literally sold my Pebble on my viewers. Felt like crap. I didn't want to do that. So that's how I held them. I knew it wasn't the optimal play, but what am I
I'm
gonna
the
do?
same way, dude. If I make a video about something, I usually hold it just because of that. Even though like my bags are super small. If my bag's super small and the liquidity's deep, then I don't care. I won't even make a dent if I sell. But like if in your case, like I know you got bigger bags than me too. Like if you got a big bag of it and like you are the guy, like influencer out here, everybody's going to for information about it, then like it puts you in that weird spot. I totally get it. Yeah.
Now, if all these different YouTubers would have been doing videos around the same time, would have been different. But I was the only one. So,
Isn't it weird when you make a video and you see the effect, or people tell you, "Hey, I saw your video. I just threw 50 grand, or I just threw 200 grand into this thing," and it's just like, "Oh God, like what the hell?" Or Brando's like, "I just put 1.7 million dollars."
Having a YouTube channel, yeah.
Brando's like, "I watched your video. That sounds cool. I put 1.7 million into it." I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
I just need you guys to tell me before you make the video. Jesus Christ.
Well,
in my private Discord, you guys are all in there. I do like say I am working, or I bring the projects in there and I make a channel for them and I say I'm researching them and doing a video for them. So you kind of get a heads up if you're in like my Discord channel. And I try to give teasers on Twitter now too, just because of that.
Yeah.
Like I want people to all have kind of like a fair notice. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw how well Peg Hub went. Thanks, bud.
Hey, I'm not a salesperson. I am not a salesperson. The projects have to sell themselves on their own merits.
From now on, when they hit you
information bearer.
So now when they hit up Yabonks and Yabonks tells me he has an interview, I'm gonna be like, DM the fucking dev and be like, hit up EA. Like he's got a better following. Can you please not do a video with Yabonks because I'm about to lose all my money?
No, man, it's quite the opposite. Yabonks is like the hottest thing, man. He's blowing up. That does lead me to one more question, though.
I just want to point out, Brando and the Peg Hub team have a history together. So
yeah, I'm joking with Yabonks. Obviously, Yabonks and I know we're yelling right there, like behind the audience. Behind the scenes, Yabonks knows what I'm talking about. I need that Peg Hub.
I like the Peg Hub team personally. I've had great interactions with them. I know Brando from one of their previous projects. You got into it with bomb money and stuff back in the day. I wasn't even in DeFi back then, so like you guys and your crazy ass Toonfork shenanigans, man. Like when there was like billions of dollars flying around DeFi. Like
and when the dev is dumping $125,000 for the peg 30 seconds before fucking the epoch, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me. Can we talk about Code 7 real quick, Brando?
Oh, let's go. I called him out.
I know. That's why I want to bring it up.
Was I not right?
1000%, man.
What's Code 7?
The real estate fucking Toonfork.
Yeah, integrating real estate to the blockchain.
Okay.
So you called them out on just failing? Because I definitely seen that coming.
No. For the dev and them dumping tokens.
Yeah, let's go down memory lane real quick. Because wasn't that like the craziest asset?
I was telling that guy from.
It was like the share token was going nuts every day. Like you could literally make or lose thousands every day. It was the craziest thing. But I finally ended up holding those tokens too long and lost at the end for a part of my profits. But I made a ton of money off Code 7. End of story. But I'm sure you did really well on that. But how did you figure out that various stuff was going on?
So they partnered up with that other Toonfork that launched. In the Gen pool, they had the Code 7 and the share, whatever it was, their share token. So they partnered up with a guy that was here locally, not too far from my house. I forget the kid's name. Anyways, the dev was like a rogue dev. And the kid was like damn near crying on the phone with me, you know, because he knew that I was well known in the space or whatever. And so I started doing some blockchain investigation, you know, like spent, I would say about 10 hours, tracked all the wallets back and everything. So Mr. House was dumping tokens, blaming it on the dev. Yep, blaming it on the dev. Yet the dev was dumping the majority of the tokens, but as soon as the dev dumped, Mr. House dumped just as fast.
So the devs did do something.
And the dev was the same dev from Code 7 that was coding the new protocol, the new fork, you know. Basically, they were using the new fork as exit liquidity, but Mr. House was not KYC. This new kid was KYC. And so basically they were going to use him as the scapegoat.
That's dirty. That's
so
dirty.
Like, it got so bad. Like even El Chapo, like I don't know if you know who El Chapo is.
I think I've seen him around
on Discord.
Yeah. Extort. Like basically, like held this kid hostage for like $20K. Like, dude, it was so fucking ugly. Like, I like felt bad, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it as it is. Here's the blockchain transactions. Here it is. You guys can do your own homework, and that's the end of the story. And like all the transactions went back to the contract, and who was getting vested tokens on the contract. So obviously, if they're getting vested tokens, they're the ones screwing up. Watch out, sweetie. Help us on the phone.
And did they have anything in like their documentation saying they had like a vesting schedule that like were they breaking like their documentation, I guess? Because like as it might be like dishonorable or like not cool, but
okay, so say like I launch a Tomb Fork. Okay, so say like I owned America Money, right?
Right.
And I launched another Tomb Fork that was going to use my tokens.
Okay.
Right? And then all of a sudden I claimed all my vested tokens.
From the previous project.
Yeah, and then dumped as soon as you locked it in a gen pool with a 1% fee.
Wait a sec. So they used
That's basically what they did.
They used the same token from their previous project where they had the tokens vesting. They were getting ready to go. The vesting period came up. They launched this new thing and said, hey, we're back. Here's, whatever V2 with the same tokens though. And then in Gen Pool, they're just like, by the way, here are all of our vested tokens from the dude. Okay, I'm gonna look out for that. If a project is like relaunching, I'm gonna be like, I want new tokens. Like, I want you to mint out new tokens from a new contract.
So the trick is, so if you have like a V1, right, and you have like Code 7 and we'll just call it the share token. Okay, so they created a new project under this new fall guy. Right? The two tokens that were going to have the highest APR were Code 7 and the share token. So anybody that was an APR chaser is going to buy Code 7 and their share token.
Right.
But those tokens are vested. So they didn't sell any vested tokens for like 30 fucking days. So as soon as the gen pool started and the token price went like this, because everyone saw the APR, obviously the tokens went up. As soon as the tokens went up, the dev and everybody else said, boom.
And their tokens came out of their vesting period over those like 30 plus days.
Which is fair game. I mean, it's in the contract that they're vested.
It's fair game, but it's dishonorable. It's shady.
Fuck this fuck, right? And then like Mr. House was like, I'm not dumping. I'm like, why did you send to this wallet?
Gotcha.
Like we ended up on a video call like a talk call for like 2 hours, and I'm like, dude, I'm done proving my point. Like I know I'm right. This wallet goes back to that wallet that paid this YouTuber. He's like, how did you get that wallet? And I'm like, I know the YouTuber.
Yeah, no, that's how I figure out a lot of these projects too. Like one of the last investigations I did, I was able to correlate YouTube data basically and figure out who was who on the blockchain.
Yep.
It was interesting. Yeah.
I think I'm the one that suggested to figure out who the YouTubers were when we were doing that investigation.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I think
man.
so. You
That's
probably
fantastic.
Yeah. And it's interesting because like I've always used the same. I know a lot of people think I'm like this is stupid of me, but I've always used the same wallet out here. Like I am like fuck it. Excuse my language. I'm just like transparent about it. Like so.
I have one Docs wallet.
Yeah,
That's the one I use for all my YouTube stuff.
And I am totally cool with people having multiple wallets. I think actually that's the most secure, private way to do things, right? But like I got one wallet, so it's like I don't know, like the Obsidian Council when they were doing their liquid capital investigation, they needed data about whose wallets were who for the marketing stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that's mine right there. I'm like, oh thanks, that really helps actually. It's just like so like I helped them figure out like some money wasn't actually stolen, like this wallet that was paying out for marketing actually did go to marketing, right? So like I don't know, I think it's interesting. The blockchain doesn't lie, like you said, you can't hide anything on the blockchain, so I don't even try. If I feel like I'm trying to hide it, at least from the general public and other traders, like either I'm doing like I don't know, I think everybody's business should be their own, right? It's how it's always been in the world. Like everybody's business is their own and stuff. But if you're trying to like steal stuff and then you get the attention on you, like it's easy to figure it out. But like if you're looking at other people's wallets, like whale wallets, like you, Brando, a lot of people track your wallets because you can move small liquidity projects. So if they see you starting to make moves in their project, they might use that as an indicator to make to strategize their own moves, right?
They even created a bot to figure out if I was breaking my LPs. Somebody
awesome.
created a bot that was tracked to my wallet, and they could tell if I broke an LP.
That's genius, though. That's a great idea.
That is a great idea. And there's nothing wrong with you creating other wallets to prevent that, and from people creating bots to try to find that information, because that's the blockchain. Like this is the environment we all live in. It's all fair game, I guess. But
it's annoying. It's annoying for me. Like, and that's part of the reason why I don't even play in Tube Forks anymore. It's like you guys have invested so much time and money to track me. Like,
yeah, that is annoying.
How many wallets do you have, Brando?
34.
Oh my god!
Literally, it got to the point. Yeah, it really got to the point. Like I was using dummy wallets to like buy tokens, like literally wallets that were never tracked to me. Like 10 different wallets. I'd buy the tokens, and then I would use my main wallet to buy my C701 wallet, and then next thing you know, like the chart goes up like $15. And then I dump.
That's fair game. Like I know that's crazy, but like they're trying to like outsmart you by doing this stuff. Like why is it why would it be bad for you to try to outsmart them? Right?
It's warfare, man.
This is trading, right? This is not like kumbaya.
No, we're not.
Like
we're not holding hands singing kumbaya. It's warfare.
Assets.
It's warfare.
I want to buy this low and sell it to you high. And if it's a very low liquidity project, like it can be competitive, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of times when I started like this whole Tomb Fork thing, like you guys got to remember, like I started back in the OG Tomb. You know what I mean? Like, I watched that go all the way up. You know what I mean? Like people forget that. Like other people are like, "What's Tomb? Like, what's the OG Tomb Fork?" You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this for so long. Like, I can name Tomb Forks that most of the people don't even know that were Tomb Forks.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and that was like a different era too. Like Tomb had like over like $1 billion in it or something. Like
it hit 1 billion. Yeah.
Dude.
Wow. Amazing.
I mean, and that's, I mean, you got to remember, like, I bought T-Share at like 3,000 and 8,000, and it ran all the way to 22. No, it ran to 24K. I sold at 22. Sleepy Joe watched it go to 24 all the way back down to like 10K.
Oh, ouch.
And he's like, I believe in Harry. Harry won't let us down.
Trust
Harry
the
will
process, bro.
Oh yeah, Harry will never let
Trust
this
the
thing go to zero.
process.
Yeah, and that's the mindset of a lot of these individuals. They're like, I believe in Lane Hillbilly. Lane Hillbilly will never let this thing go to zero. Well, it's damn near fucking zero. Like, that's the whole mentality of like a cult leader. Like, that's why Dow King did the whole cult leader thing. Like, people get so like stuck in their head. Don't marry a project. I tell people all the time, don't marry a project. Make your money, get the fuck out. You find a good exit point, get the fuck out.
And everybody remembers their first divorce in DeFi, if you will, when you get burned. and that's what happened to me with RingFi. A lot of people who know my history, I was like the RingFi volunteer moderator. I was like the most bullish like RingFi person in the world. And I believed in the team. I believed in everything. I trusted the process. And I lost so much money. I held that shit to zero, basically. And that stuck with me. And ever since then, I detach myself as much as I can emotionally from these projects, even if they're like, yeah, money's involved and all that, but I don't put these people on a pedestal, even if I really like them, even if they're my friends. I will still like, in my head, think of it as something that could go to zero. And all DeFi projects basically do eventually, except for like maybe long-term, some will last, like Bitcoin, maybe, and Ethereum. But like in the next year or two, a lot of these projects we're playing with might be gone. Right. And so I think it's really great advice, Brando. Not financial advice, but life advice. Don't marry these projects.
Advice. Yeah. Strategic advice. It's no different than saying, look at a chart and try to, look at the RSI, right? It's no different. I think it's.
And that helps you. Yeah. Go ahead, Brando.
It's just like any project. Like I tell people all the time, like layer ones are a way safer bet than low cap DeFi projects. Like you can marry Ethereum. You can marry it. Like it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go sideways, it's going to go up again. But why marry something? We're in this space to make money. So anybody that says they're not in the space to make money,
they're lying.
What are you doing in it then? Like, yeah, you can hold Ethereum from 1900 to 1000, but why? What is your mindset? Like if you own just 5 ETH and you bought it $1,000 and you didn't sell at 19, you're stupid. You're fucking stupid. You deserve to go to zero.
Or they might be ignorant, right? Maybe they haven't learned yet that like what goes up will come back down and vice versa, right? Generally, if it's a like Bitcoin or Ethereum kind of asset, right?
Any asset.
Like Austin was saying, didn't he hold Sphere 20x and didn't sell? Right? Like I know other people who held Sphere. I knew one guy who made he was up $100,000 on it off of like $1,000, like $1,000 to $10,000 somewhere in there, and he didn't sell, and he held all the way.
At its max, it was 32x at its max.
So he held all the way to the top and all the way back down. And he's just like, that was one of my biggest mistakes ever. Like, he's like, that wow. I should have sold. He was already in his head living like he had that $100,000 too, but he didn't because he didn't take it off the table.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the problem. I tell people all the time, like if there's, like I said earlier, 10%, 20%, 30%, 10%, 20%, 30%. If you buy one coin, when you're up 10%, take a percentage into profit. So that allows you, if it dips at that 10% mark, you can DCA in. If you're up 20%, put it to the bank. Leave a moon bag, the other 10, whatever percentage your portfolio, leave it as a moon bag. If you believe in the project, you want to marry it. I don't marry anything. I marry nothing in DeFi. Sorry.
Your wife was back there. She's like, what?
What?
No. I mean, it took her 17 years to get me to commit.
What? So Bitcoin's got 5 more years, right? Or what is it, like 6, 7 years?
16 more years of a commitment from me.
I'm pretty married to Bitcoin long term. Like I don't even I'm not even holding much. Like, but long term, if it dips all the way down to like 12,000, which I think it might, like I'm gonna start buying back in for like my long term savings account. I'm not even like my not day trading account. Like I'm gonna put it away, lock it away, and not even think about it, and then just keep doing my DeFi trading and like the leverage trading stuff that we do on like BitGet or whatever. And I'm gonna keep doing that stuff and have fun and forget about that. And then next time the bull market peaks, I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, hey, I 10x'd or something. Awesome. And at that point, like maybe take some profits and then let it come back down for the next cycle.
See, a lot of people don't understand what I did in DeFi. So I took all the profits that I made in DeFi and bought layer ones.
Yes, and that's a great savings account. And sometimes that can be a better savings account than USDC or like UST, right? Some of these stable coins aren't as stable as they might seem. Where like Bitcoin,
like, how did you make so much money? I'm like, I started with 22,000. I invested in this and I invested in that, and then I did this. And they're like, there's no way you made that much money. And I'm like, well, of course I took that money and bought that token, leveraged that token, bought that token, sold that token, bought that token. So, I mean, if the IRS ever looked at my goddamn MetaMask, there's probably over like 3 million transactions, maybe more.
I can imagine.
Just in sports.
Yeah, don't forget all the time the rewards.
Oh yeah. It's just like, dude, like back in when Based or like Tomb or some of the other projects that did really well, like early January, like I made so much money in EMP, bro. I didn't sleep at night.
I've been there, man.
Dude, it was printing me like $300 every half hour.
Dude.
Like I was literally on the couch with my laptop on the coffee table, like rolling over with an alarm set on my phone every half hour to roll over and hit, to sell my rewards every half hour.
Didn't you even put your kids to work at one point and have them clicking buttons?
Oh yeah. Yeah. My kids during the summertime, my son is like, Dad, I think I can do this. And I'm like, hell yeah, you can, boy. And I gave him like $500 to start with, and like he's got like probably like $13,000 or $15,000 in crypto now. You know what I mean? Dude. That's his money that he made from investing back in the day. When his last tomb fork was Leprechaun.
That didn't last very long.
Never even heard of that one, dude.
Oh yeah, it lasted like a week. But
I thought it was gonna be okay. I saw you in the Discord. I remember that.
Yeah, my son made like $700.
Wow.
I believe it.
If he can make $700, you can make $700. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah,
it's a lot of Pokemon cards for a kid.
He doesn't even buy Pokemon cards. He wants like expensive stuff.
Sounds like my kids.
Yeah, I mean, he has Pokemon cards that are like the ones that are like $300 a card, one card.
I believe it. My son was looking at his the other day, and he's like,
a gold card.
Yeah, and he showed me a stack. He's like, you know how much this is worth? Yeah.
He's like, I got this gold card. This one I just looked up. It's like $390. He's like, this other one's $500. It's super rare. I'm like, son, I have no knowledge of Pokemon. He's like, well, Mom's going to take me to the library this weekend, and I'm going to trade this card for this card this other kid's got. It's going to be a great deal. I'm going to come up like 3x.
Oh my God.
But you teach him young. You know what I mean? Like, he's literally hustling Pokemon cards.
That's what I did. That's in elementary school. I was trading Pokemon cards to make money to buy like candy and video games.
No, see, I was buying candy and selling it to kids at school.
Yeah, I did that too, actually.
We're not the same. I was buying the whole box at like Sam's Club with my parents for like $8 and selling them for $2 a candy bar.
I was the same way. I was getting my boxes of candy bars a little differently without any parents' help. But I shouldn't say anything. I'm different now. I was a bad kid, I guess. Yeah.
Well, guys, I gotta run. We gotta
Yeah,
get
it's
to
been
the
fun.
It
to the
has
high
been
school
fun.
stuff. Yeah, Brando, you are
Yeah.
welcomed anytime. If you want to be a weekly guest, this was awesome, man. You were.
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
fun,
I
man.
really hope DeFi makes a turn so we can make some good trades and make good trades coming up. But right now, with the market conditions, it's going to be difficult, you know. So
Yeah, yeah,
This kind of
absolutely.
stuff, these kind of interviews where people get to see like the real side of other people trading and other people doing DeFi stuff is really educational. Like the stuff we talked about today, people do not get exposure to anywhere else, right? So this information literally can protect a lot of people. And if you have people who are smarter out here making more informed decisions, they're going to be more confident staying out here in DeFi and having fun, right? So like that's the thing. It's like if we can make people smarter out here so they get burnt less, then they're going to stick around. They're going to be able to weather the blows like we have and realize, okay, it's temporary, or they'll be able to limit the damage so they can.
you just got to pivot. You got to
And then
pivot.
you pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got to pivot around and like make smart, educated decisions. Like the number one thing, don't marry a project. Like I said earlier, pivot, adjust to what the cards are being dealt to you today. And tomorrow, the cards can be played different.
Yeah.
But today, play those cards that are dealt in front of you and play to win for today. And then tomorrow, you have a chance at playing versus just holding and holding and holding until it goes to zero.
Exactly.
No,
and don't go all in. Like I don't go all in anymore. I've blown up so many accounts in stocks and options, FOMOing all in on stuff, and then like taking months to save up money again so I could do it all over. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But so diversification is like it can be a hard thing to learn, especially for somebody as impulsive as me. Also, Vino Mystic said, I don't know how Yabonks only getting 12 views. Unfortunate. One of the reasons is because we're split streaming this across multiple YouTube channels at the same time. So the viewership is actually split across multiple channels. So some people are watching it here. And some people are watching it other places. And this is a 2.5 hour live stream. A lot of times
we got in the 30s a couple times today. So there's a little eye on the left. I don't know if you guys can see it or only I can see it. Okay, only I can see it because I'm the one running the restream. We're in the 30s a couple different times.
Yeah,
it combines both channels.
Yeah, it combines our channels, Austin's as well. So like, there's multiple places that this is streaming. So some people watch it here, some people watch it on Enrique's channel, some people watch it on Austin's channel, and so that's how this restream thing kind of works. It's a lot of fun actually, but it does split the numbers up like that. So that's
maybe Let's Go Brando channel soon.
Do it,
that'd
dude.
Be awesome.
Get in the game with us.
I would literally have the notification on for your channel, Brando. I would.
Dude, it's so much fun doing this YouTube thing. It's stressful at times, right? Oh, he's gone.
We lost him.
He didn't like it. He's like, nah, screw this. I'm out. He's just.
And there he is.
Yeah. It's fun though, dude. It can be stressful, especially if you're like doing like any kind of sponsored content. You've got like deadlines you want to hit and stuff, and like so it can turn into like a job if you let it. But if you're just doing it for fun and like just talking about stuff like this, these are my favorite things to do.
This is fun. This is fun. Yeah.
Like not thinking about money as much, even though this is all about money, right? But like we could talk about whatever here. I'm not crunching for a deadline for this. It's just like we could shoot the shit, talk about whatever, and talk about all of our experiences working in this space. And Brando, I think if you created a channel too, people would learn a lot from it. Even if you just got on and just kind of, shot the breeze with people like we're doing now, like just a couple times a week or even a couple times a month, that is valuable educational content. Like, dude, I think about like this kind of thing, talking to like with people like with like street smarts and experience, not like textbook TA stuff that you watch in these other YouTube channels. This is like, all right, we all watch that stuff, but then these are like the people who are out here in the trench. They're in the trenches fighting it out every day. Yeah.
It's a war, man. Trading is a war.
Nat's going to be starting a YouTube channel too. Lady Boss Nat. I've been helping her like get the equipment and like the lighting and figuring out camera setups and stuff. So hopefully Nat will be out here with us too, doing these live streams. It'll be a lot of fun. I
lot
love
of
it.
fun.
I want more content creators in this space, not less. I think the more of us out here, the better, especially the ones that keep it real. There aren't many of us. That's the thing. It's lonely out here. That's why I love talking with you guys, because a lot of the other crypto YouTubers are straight moon boy pumpers who get paid to say, they basically get paid to say certain things. Where like, I know you guys don't. I don't either. If a project pays me to talk about their project, I will tell them I don't like their project. Right? Because I tell them that in my conditions. I'm like, if you pay me and I don't like your project, I'm not going to say I like it. Right? So that's a thing. Only a few of us out here do that. Like you, Brando, Austin is that way. James Pelton's that way. A lot of people are like either love him or hate him. I love James Pelton. He'll say he doesn't like a project, even if
he?
Oh, fuck
I've never
yeah.
heard him say that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh dude, all the time. And people get super mad about it in Discord. Like it'll blow up a Discord channel, and like when James Pelton's like, "Oh, I don't like this kind of project anymore," and they're like, "Oh," people lose their minds, right? But I like James. I like Dow King too. Like Dow King, he shoots it straight. Yeah, So I have fun talking with him. Anyway,
Brando would be the most.
Cents.
Brando would be the most controversial YouTuber out there, so I would love that.
I can't wait
that
for
would
it.
Be so much fun.
I can't wait for it.
All right, guys, I gotta run. We gotta wrap this thing up.
Be safe.
All right, guys, thanks for watching.